rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy, mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I show me where you wanna go next, you know. Right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth at, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, standing back to back. Deacon 9 times, doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the book, yeah, the prophets back. Officer Ahim, yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix, yeah, from way back. Minister of knowledge, officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh, 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 oh. Tell them you know. Oh yeah, just tell them you know. Oh yeah, rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it. Rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy, mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I show me where you wanna go next, you know. Right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth at, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, standing back to back. Deacon 9 times, doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the book, yeah, the prophets back. Officer Ahim, yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix, yeah, from way back. Minister of knowledge, officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh, 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 oh. Tell them you know, oh yeah, yeah, just tell them you know, oh rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it. and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I'm. Show me where you wanna go next, you know. Right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth is, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, send it back to back. Deacon 9 time, doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the book, yeah, the prophet's back. Officer Ahim, yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix, yeah, from way back. Minister of knowledge, officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh, 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 oh. Tell them you know. Oh yeah, yeah. Just tell them you know. Oh yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it. Rounding up the, yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, yeah. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, Praying to the Lord, have mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I'm. Show me where you wanna go next, you know. Right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth is, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, send it back to back. Deacon 9 time, doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the book, yeah, the prophet's back. Officer Ahim, yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix, yeah, from way back. Minister of knowledge, officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh, 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 oh. Tell them you know, oh yeah, yeah, just tell them you know, oh rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, yeah. Rounding up the, yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, yeah. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, Praying to the Lord, have mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I'm show me where you wanna go next, you know right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth is, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, standing back to back. Deacon 9 doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the book, yeah, the prophet's back. Officer Ahim. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Enemies are teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Enemies are teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you know your history?
Hey, shalom. Welcome back. You are now tuned into
Our Hidden History Radio Show.
All right.
Oh, God. We did it.
Officer Haim
back,
is
baby.
back.
My man Pepper Black.
Pepper Black.
Yes,
Yo,
I'm back. All right.
Pepper Black is here once a year.
Oh,
That was bars. Yo, where the bomb at?
It's only natural, Dick. You roll in with the artist with the strongest bars, you know what I mean? It's only natural. I took
Oh, my God.
that was good. I like that, Dick.
All praises, man.
I'm
I'm learning.
We gotta renew his contract.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Hey,
He's a
Dick,
free agent.
Dick, before you start, there was a brother from Orlando who called me. He was like, yo, Officer I ain't see you on the show, man. They kicked you out.
Damn.
I said, kick me out. Before I answered, I went and searched all the groups first. Like, nah, I ain't kicked out. I'm here.
Oh, my God. To make sure.
I have to make sure. He probably knew something I ain't know.
Hey, Pepper Black is part-time on the show, man.
Yeah, he's part-time.
Part-time, man.
Part-time.
Hey, listen, the captivity is real, man. I'm sorry.
It is what it is, man. It's what it is. All praise you. Good you're here. Good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
See you. All praise to the Lord. So let's begin. We are in chapter 25, correct? Chapter 25. We've come a long way. So let's just get into it. We left off with the rise of Edom, the fall of the Moors, the fall of Israel. So we're going to go to Wikipedia. We're going to go to Wikipedia and go to Spanish Inquisition. Spanish Inquisition. All right? Let's just dig into that real quick. Let's go into the Inquisition. Because once Israel fell out of power, the Moors took over. It was a wrap. One second.
All right, you got that?
Yes, Israel. Yes, Israel. Let's get the likes up. Okay, we only have 75 likes. You have 215 people watching. Let's get those likes up. Hit. Also subscribe to our Hidden History radio channel, and as well as IUIC Philadelphia in the classroom.
Mm-hmm. So Spanish Inquisition, we're going to start at creation of the. So let's look for that. Let's find that in the page, creation of the. And we'll end at.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, right there. And then we're going to deal with the two multi-religious section. We're going to start at where it says Judea. Now, these are the reasons behind why these are hypotheses or educated guesses as to why the Inquisition started or what caused it. What was the catalyst for the Spanish Inquisition? These are simply guesses, but I'm definitely agree with one. Start at Juderia. Go down to Juderia. 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 We're gonna end that power center. No, sorry.
Deep, we might have to click on Juderia.
What?
We might have to click on it. I see it up here, but it's right here.
Juderia and that power centers. Yeah, so right there. Where's Juderia at? Right there?
Right here.
Yeah, so start at the first paragraph. The Spanish Inquisition is you're right there. Yep, the first paragraph. There you go. Start there.
The two multi-religious hypotheses. The Spanish Inquisition is interpretable as a response to the multi-religious nature of Spanish society following the reconquest of the Iberian Peninsula.
So once Esau took back Spain into power again, once he rebuilt the desolate places and gained power back on the earth, well, this is his beginning. This is the beginning of his rule again. After Greece and Rome fell. Remember, these are Romans. I brought that out last. These are Hispano-Romans, Romans that resided in Spain. So this is pretty much a hypothesis in terms of what may have been the cause of them deciding to remove the Jews out of Spain. Because remember, remove us out of Spain. Read.
From the Muslim Moors. After invading in 711, large areas of the Iberian Peninsula were ruled by Muslims until 1250. Afterwards, they were restricted to Grenada, which fell in 1492.
Right, because Grenada was the last Moorish stronghold before Esau took over entirely. But the falling started around 1250. Remember, you had the Almoravid, you had Umayyad was first. They were more organized. Then once they fell, the Almoravids came, and they all took their piece of the pie. Then the Almohads came and pretty much far behind the same nonsense as the Almoravids. So it was multiple taifas or governing sections or bands within Spain with Moors, every Negro for himself. So the Edomites came out of the caves and took opportunity to take back what they lost because we're all divided. We were organized and we conquered them. We were disorganized when they reconquered us and took the land back for themselves. All right, so read on. So the last stronghold of ours was Grenada, and it fell at the same year that Columbus came to this side of the world, which is very, very ironic. Go ahead.
However, the Reconquista did not result in the total expulsion of Muslims from Spain.
Right, the Muslims weren't put out because the main threat wasn't Islam. It was something else. Go ahead.
Since they, along with Jews, were tolerated by the ruling Christian elite.
At first, go ahead.
Large cities, especially Seville, Valladolid, and Barcelona, had significant Jewish populations.
And we were there. Remember, we were there since Babylon. We were there for thousands of years. Okay, go ahead. Hundreds of years. Go ahead. Well, thousands, hundreds. Go ahead.
Had significant Jewish populations centered on Judea. But in the coming years, the Muslims became increasingly alienated.
Wait, I said what? Sitting on what?
Centered on Judea.
You click Judea real quick? Can you click it? Yes. What that means? Judea means what? Oh, a Jewish quarter. Diaspora. Go down. Read that real quick. Watch this. Judea, a what?
In the Jewish diaspora, a Jewish quarter, also known as Jewry, is or proto-ghetto.
Proto-ghetto. It's a ghetto. Go ahead.
The hood is the area of a city traditionally inhabited by Jews. Jewish quarters, like the Jewish ghettos in Europe, were often the outgrowths of segregated ghettos instituted by the surrounding Christian authorities.
So when the Edomites took over, they put the Jews in ghettos.
I can relate to that.
Put the Jews in ghettos. Oh, wow. Put the Jews in ghettos. You cannot. The Jews in ghettos and segregated. Segregated mean what? That means they were redlined.
I grew up
Segregated. Oh, okay, Cap. Segregated. Don't do that now. Segregated areas is redlined. They had Jews living in certain areas where they were sectioned off. You know, so that's again the ghettos where Jews are living. Go ahead.
A Yiddish term for a Jewish quarter or neighborhood is de Yiddish, yes, Yiddish, or the Jewish quarter.
Come on.
the Jewish quarter while in Ladino.
While in what?
Ladino.
We're going to deal with that word later on. Ladino. Ladino. Go ahead.
They are known as Mali Yahudi, meaning the Jewish quarter.
So the point is that when Esau took back Spain, they forced the Jews into certain living areas and spaces called Jewish quarters or ghettos.
And Dick, look at this, the picture.
You click that?
That look like Philly right there.
Damn.
Yo, don't call me off guard like that. Yo, you call me off guard.
Looks like Philly.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely Philly, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Damn.
Philly.
That's Philly in Spain.
Yeah, that's
Damn.
right there.
That is Philly.
That is Philly right there, man.
You can see the garbage on the floor,
Can't
Right.
get- you
So-
can't get no more ghetto
the
than
messed
this.
up streets, the potholes.
You're going to get some more details of them ghettos. It's very, very...
Look at the rundown house. Same thing.
Right, it's very, very reminiscent of the ghettos you brothers and sisters are very familiar with, as I am as well.
I mean, the part that...
Not Cap. Cap is not familiar with that. Cap
Deke,
is
I
known
lived
in
in
the city.
Deke, you don't remember me living in the ghetto?
Cap.
You don't remember visiting my hood?
Cap,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember your
Yo,
hood.
Cap lived in the ghetto for a year.
Cap, your neighborhood.
Why you gotta tell the time period?
I'm just telling like
your
it is, Cap.
neighborhood
It was only
had birds and rabbits doing sing-alongs.
No. Not Deke, not that time of my, not that part of my life.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Yes,
Six months.
Yo,
It was 6 months.
It's like a half a year.
That was a year.
It was a year. Yeah, it was a year.
No, it felt like a year, but it was 6 months.
That, yo, wait. That was
Because
a
you're
year.
not used to it.
That was a year in God's time.
That was the year in God's time.
Deke.
Yeah, it was rough.
I forgot. It was rough.
It was
It was
rough.
rough,
It was
man.
rough. Cap experienced
Yo,
some
that's a
things out
chapter
there.
of my
man.
life. I just ripped out the page.
Yeah, it was definitely rough.
Went from bunny rabbits and squirrels singing to damn rats.
Rapping.
Rats and possums posing as rabbits and squirrels.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
They
bad.
had costumes on.
Damn. So go back now. Go back out of Judea.
Got a quick question for you, Deke.
Yeah.
During that same era of the Inquisition, do you have anything in your notes? I think they had a torture.
I'm gonna get into that.
Okay, I just wanted to know.
Get into that later.
All right, all praises.
Yes. And I forgot. Matter of fact, I forgot to send that too. I got to send that over.
My man Pepper come back jumping the gun.
I was asking, brother. I asked.
All right.
We know we Deke fully loaded. Had
But,
to ask.
To bring y'all up to speed, to do a little recap of last week, we went over how Esau definitely was coming back systematically, taking us over. Like Deke was bringing out, we had the petty kingdoms, man. You know, Negroes ruling. You can't give Negroes no power.
Right.
No, you can't.
You know how that goes. So what happened? We started fighting against each other, much like we did the same thing in 70 AD. So Esau
Bunch
always,
of gangs.
right? We went to gangs, different. They called different factions that we had.
Or typhus.
Typhus. All right, there's different terminologies, but the same thing, man.
It's like pretty much Bloods in this area, Crips in this area,
Yes.
Latin King in
Right.
this area, but they were all Muslims.
right.
And listen, this is what I always notice with this history, Deke. Like, if you really think about the society you live in, it's very consistent with that history, but it's just a different era.
Right.
Different players, different zoning, but it's the same thing. That's what always happened to our people. Those things always follow our people.
Yeah, get Deuteronomy 28, verse curse in the city, verse 16. Let's just get it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Right, so curse should be in the city. That's the Jewish quarters. That's the ghetto. That's the once we got overthrown, we got put in those accursed conditions in this city. We went from ruling Spain to living in the ghettos of Spain. That's crazy.
And Deacon, not only that, and within the Jewish ghettos, just like the architecture today, they have the buildings that we see today, how they're on top of each other.
Yep.
Or you have the project buildings.
Right.
Even back then, remember the book we have on Rome?
Yes, sir.
In
Yeah.
Rome, in the Jewish ghettos, you have the buildings on top of each other, as well as blocking out the sun.
Right.
Right.
So, why?
They're all
Because
pressed together too.
Yep, because what does it do to you psychologically? It causes depression. That's why white people, Edomites, when they get property, they get with land. They get with make sure there's
Grass,
trees.
trees, yep.
You know, because it does something to the soul, calms the spirit down. So they know these things. That's why they put us in an oppressive environment. And like, there's a word, Deacon, you always use is environmental racism.
Environmental racism, yes. Yep.
Yeah, they block out the sun. They put a dark. It's dark. It's always, gloomy around and so forth. Got trash all over the place. This is how we growing up. This is the conditions that our people are living in right now.
It's psychological warfare. It's
And
psychological
if you look
warfare.
at it too, in our neighborhood, there's no trees.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
When you go in together, there's no trees whatsoever.
Right.
And that blocks, the oxygen level
Yeah.
is worse.
So
You
you're
got
breathing
the
more
fume-
polluted air.
polluted
That's
air.
why there's more illness within our community.
Correct.
So when they released the coronavirus, that's why it was found mostly amongst Jake. They're saying that Jake was mostly affected by it because we have underlying health issues, but it has to do with the environment that we're surrounded by, the foods that they push in our neighborhoods, the lack of health care. So all these things play a part.
And Cap is heavy. The one class you did, how Esau strategically did it on purpose. And he called it the projects. He called it the projects, and it was a study. Cat witness, it was a study in the lab.
It's called the John Calhoun Rat Utopia.
Look at that.
Wow.
Started with mice.
So they developed it was developed by mice. So he did a social experiment. That's why we can look at the word project. A project is what? It's an experiment. So with the John Calhoun Rat Utopia, he had 4 stages. You have the strive stage. I forgot what the second stage was. You have the equilibrium stage, and the last stage was a die stage. The strive stage, they develop communities, gangs, or they territories. Then you have the equilibrium stage. That's when violence. The second stage, they start to hang out, different hangout spots.
They started populating too, right?
Yeah, populating more. The third stage was the equilibrium stage when violence started to increase, meaning rats started attacking each other.
Right.
This is mice here.
They got a hostile.
Hostile, very hostile environment, gangs attacking each other. And then there's a depletion with the food sources. They started taking food from each other.
Damn.
Some rats are dying off because of lack of food. It was overcrowded. Then you have the die stage, which is the 4th stage, which the rat population starts to deteriorate or decrease immensely. And you have the female rats start to kill their young. They start to kill their young. And because of
Abortion right there.
abortion, because of overcrowding
Right.
and depression, the female rats start to kill the infant mobility. And on top of that, the male rats started participating in homosexual activities.
This is mice we talking about. This is
And they called the projects, the buildings they're living in, when they placed them, the second experiment, they called it the housing units.
That's just your name.
This was done between 1954 to 1962. Then you have the Chicago Cabrini Green.
Right, and Cabrini Green is that same building project in Candyman.
Yes.
Candyman, the movie Candyman emphasizes on that whole community went to hell, and the Candyman was hunting and terrorizing that ghetto. You watch Candyman.
If this ain't hidden history, I don't know what is.
That's for the class. Just post it up on the group.
D, check your
That's
text
heavy,
too.
man.
I sent you something.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the torture joint because I know I have it in here. I don't know how I forgot to post that.
Should have showed you. Esau, he's very strategic. He thinks things way in advance. And on top of that, with the 60s, what do? They introduce SNAP, food stamps, welfare. Then they divide, then redlining. Then they have, with the job situation.
Unemployment and welfare.
Something they was doing with Jake when they were employing Jake men in the 60s.
affirmative action.
No,
Not
affirmative action is different. It was purposely keeping Jake out of the workforce. What happened? Everything, with all
Form
that,
unions.
They form unions, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've been doing that
Yeah.
since like the 20s. But yeah, that was a heavy time period, which all lead up to today. Then in the fast food too. You said.
Oh yeah. The same time period. There was President Nixon during the same time period was giving business only loans that the bank would allow. They wouldn't give you a loan as an entrepreneur and to establish a shop right or anything like that. The only loans that they was given is fast food loans. So in order to receive a loan as an entrepreneur from the banks, it had to be a fast food, a McDonald's or a Wendy's. And you couldn't open it up in Edomite neighborhoods. You had to open it up in Jake neighborhoods.
Hey, that's not far fetched. That's why in Esau, like over here in Philly, they have the vegan. They have all the vegan restaurants and so forth. And then you go to Jake, Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger Kings. So all the healthy spots is around Esau. They have all those spots. So you have to go to if you want organic foods and so forth, you got to go to Whole Foods over. You got to go to their neighborhoods and so forth.
Right. Part of the whole eugenics system. You know what I mean? In Africa, like you're saying, in Africa it's more like apartheid, but in the U.S. they took parts of that same apartheid system and applied it to the U.S. But in U.S. they would never tell you that mixed marriages is not good. But back then in Africa, that's what they was practicing. They don't want our people to mix with their people.
Right. Yeah.
But here now, they wouldn't. They allow mixed marriages. You know.
Yeah. I got you, Ryan. Let's go. Just something you sent me. Torture.
The one I sent you.
You sent me. I had the actual torture
images.
tools. I had the images.
Okay.
You looking for the?
So I got it. I sent it to him already.
You just sent me.
Let's
something
go
too.
to
Yeah, like the second paragraph would be good.
Let's go back to Palestine. Let's continue with that. Judea, that's the ghettos. So start from Christian elite large cities. Well, yeah, large cities again. Start from there.
Where we at? Large cities, especially Seville, Valladolid, and Barcelona.
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 Barcelona or Barcelona?
Barcelona.
Okay.
Has significant Jewish population centered on Judea. But in the coming years, the Muslims became increasingly alienated and relegated from power centers.
Right. So read again. We became what? Coming to years, the Muslims what?
Became increasingly alienated
And what?
and relegated from power centers.
Right. So they began to slowly. They got rid of the Jews first, put the Jews and sectored off the Jews. Sectored off the Jews in ghettos, and then over time they sectored off the Muslims as well. Now, go to anti-Semitic. We should say conversos. Yeah, it should be in the same place, in the same area.
It's right here. I just seen it. Go up. Right here.
Let's get those likes up.
Yep, right there. We're gonna end at Northern Europe. Go ahead.
Anti-Semitic attitudes increased all over Europe during the late 13th century
1200s.
and throughout the 14th century. England and France expelled their Jewish populations in 1290.
So England and France expelled their Jewish populations in what?
1290
Uh-huh.
and 1306, respectively.
See that? So the Jews are getting kicked out because what? Esau started to gain power over these areas. France, Britain, England. Now, of course, in England, we were still ruling for a while during this time. But the Jews are being kicked out because the ideology of Judaism was found threatening. Because you had Britain was, I believe, had a Catholic doctrine. Britain was Catholic. So Judaism, they wasn't having Judaism. Remember, you had Catholicism in Spain, and you had Catholicism in France now because they took over, and they had Catholicism in Britain as well. Jake was ruling, but we were still ruling over England with Catholic ideologies.
Right.
Go ahead. So we saw you get kicked out of there too. Go ahead.
At the same time, during the Reconquista, Spain's anti-Jewish sentiment steadily increased. This prejudice climaxed in the summer of 1391.
It's very important. 1391. It reached a what? It reached a what? A climax.
Right,
The prejudice climaxed in the summer of 1391. A very important year to remember. Go ahead.
When violent anti-Jewish riots broke out in Spanish cities like Barcelona. Linguistically distinguished them from non-converted or long-established Catholic families. New converts were called conversos.
Conversos. And remember, Barcelona goes back to Barca. Barcelona,
Right.
This goes back to the Barca family, the Hannibals. Because they had Spain. We ruled Spain first. So Barcelona is Barcelona. All right? Read again.
2. Linguistically distinguished them from non-converted or long-established Catholic families. New converts were called conversos.
That's us. Go ahead.
Or new Catholics.
New Catholics, new Christians. Go ahead.
This event, though, must be understood in the context of the fierce civil war and new politics that Peter the Cruel had brought to the land, and not to be confused with spontaneous anti-Semitic reactions to the plague seen in Northern Europe.
So 1391 is a very, very important year. That goes back to a Barbanel, right, Jess?
Yes, sir.
1391. About a Barbanel, all right? Go down to where it says Converso, end at parts of Spain. It should say parts of Spain somewhere. Look for where it says parts of Spain.
Put it, you put in the, type it up.
Yeah, find in page, parts of Spain.
Yeah, so that was around Barbanel's.
Or you know what? I think you should go click Converso. And it should say end at parts of Spain. Click Converso. Go find Conversos and click that. That's probably why I have it written here. Just find Converso, where we were at before.
So yeah, that was Barbanel's father, who was named Samuel. He took part in the expulsion in 1391.
Right.
All right. Then Isaac of Barbanel, he took part in the expulsion in 1492.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And he was always a man that he was for his people. So whatever he could do to get his people out of the conditions that we were in, 'cause a lot of us during that time we was being sold into slavery. So he worked next to the king. He was like the fancier for the king, dealt with the money, the treasury, and so forth. So he would use his status in order to redeem our people out of the conditions. He was sort of like a Esther or, like Daniel, those that was next to the king at the time. And he would use his status to help us out of our situation conditions.
He wasn't successful.
But he wasn't successful. So what he chose to do was suffer with us.
Yep.
He gave up everything he had. He went back to studying the scriptures, and he looked at his situation as punishment, that the Most High was punishing him because he wasn't involved in studying the law more.
Yep.
So he gave up his possessions, and he just chose to suffer with us, the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. Converso.
Yeah, sound like Moses, right?
Yeah. Get Converso end at parts of Spain. It is parts of Spain now. Is it there, parts of Spain? Look for parts of Spain. It should be in here.
This Converso's down here too. Go down. Right here. There it is.
Yeah.
All right. So you want me to start here, Converso?
Yes. This stuff in the top and end at parts of Spain. Go up to the top.
Go all the way to the top.
But there ain't much to read.
All right.
Yeah.
A converso, feminine form. Convert.
Convert. The word converso means convert. Go to majority. Just jump down. Yeah, we don't. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. Converted, turn around, was a Jew who converted to Catholicism in Spain or Portugal.
Right.
Particularly during the 14th and 15th centuries.
1400s.
Or one of his or her descendants.
Right.
The majority of Spain's Jews converted to Christianity as a result of the pogroms in 1391.
See? The pogroms of 1391. Go ahead.
To safeguard the old Christian population and make sure that converso, new Christians,
That's us.
were true to their new faith. The Holy Office of the Inquisition was established in Spain in 1478. The Catholic monarchs, Ferdinand and Isabella,
These are Romans. Go ahead.
expelled those remaining openly practicing Jews by the Alhambra Decree.
The Alhambra Decree. The decree that Torquemada, that coon nigga, was involved in as well. The Alhambra Decree was to kick out all Jews who refused to accept Catholicism. And they allowed those Jews to stay who fully accepted Catholicism. Go ahead.
Of 1492. Following the Christian Reconquista, the reconquest of Spain. However, even a significant proportion of these remaining practicing Jews chose to join the already large converso community rather than face exile.
Rather than get put out of Spain, they chose to convert to the new Catholic faith. Go ahead.
Conversos, who did not fully or genuinely embrace Catholicism, but continued to practice Judaism in secrecy, were referred to as Judaizers.
Judaizers. Go ahead.
And purgatively pejoratively as Moranos.
Moranos,
Swine.
So
Damn.
they refer to the Jews that were faking the Catholic faith as Moranos. Now the term Morano is where the word moreno comes from. And in Spanish, the word moreno means black. But the term moreno comes from the word morano, swine. I mean, if you were an unbeliever of the Catholic faith, you were referred to as morano, which later on in Spanish became moreno for black people. Go ahead. I proved that. I didn't bring the book, but I will bring it. Lord's Road next week. It's in it's in that Scotland book. Check that toward the end. Go ahead.
New Christian converts of Muslim origin were known as Moriscos.
So the Israelites that were in Judaism were referred to as conversos, and the Israelites that were in Islam were referred to as Moriscos, converted Moors or converted Muslims. Go ahead.
Unlike Jewish conversos, Moriscos were subject to an edict of expulsion even after the conversion to Catholicism, which was implemented severely in Valencia and in Aragon, and less so in other parts of Spain.
Wow. So the Moriscos got kicked out also. Okay? So you had the conversos, which were Jews that were converted out of Judaism, and you have Moriscos, which were Jews or that were converted out of Islam into the Catholic faith. They got put out too.
We all went through the same thing.
We all went through the same thing, despite ideology, because it was all about hatred of Israel. That was the whole premise.
White supremacy.
Right, white supremacy. Now give me the Ogilvy, the page I sent you, page 34. This book is from what, 1670?
Yes, sir.
This book is written in 1670. It's about this thick and about this big. And I got this long time. I got this book like last year or so, and it was in the year six. This book is worth now the cheapest about 5 G's.
Wow.
Damn.
And the most expensive I've seen it for is 11,000. I got it for 1,000.
I got a question for the audience. Which one are you gonna spend your stimulus check on that book?
Yeah.
Instead of getting some
Jordans or something like that.
right?
Because when I bought this book, it was missing pages, so I had to go and order a revised, like a small print one. And when the person sold it to me, what they did was they screenshot the book, and they screenshotted it real small. So I got to go on my phone and zoom in to read the book.
Wow.
Because it's the whole book in perfect condition, but they basically printed it, put it in small font into a bunch of pages. It's madness. But I do have that. But this is the actual book this is some of the actual book here. So we're gonna read. It's in Old English. This is a man named John Ogilvy. He was the surveyor for Charles II.
Yes, sir.
Charles II is King James' grandson. Charles II, I've showed you, I mentioned that before, he was swarthy. He was known as Black Boy. He was very, very dark. And they said he was very dusky in appearance. King James' grandson. The same King James of the Bible, his grandson, I believe, Charles II. This guy, John Ogilvy, was his surveyor. So his job was to travel throughout Africa and document what he saw for the crown, which was Charles II when we were ruling England at the time. So read what he says here. Many Jews
also are scattered over this region. Some natives.
This region is Africa. Go ahead.
Some natives boasting themselves of Abraham's seed, inhabiting both sides the river Niger. Others are Asian strangers who fled thither.
I mean, they came from the east. Others are Israelites that came from the east and came there. Go ahead.
Asian strangers who fled thither either from the desolation of Jews.
See? Who fled there. So Asian strangers who fled from what?
The desolation of Jerusalem by Vespasian, or from Judea, wasted and depopulated by the Romans.
See that? So these Jews are the ones that fled into Africa from 70 A.D. This is Luke 21.
Right.
That's what it's talking about. This is this guy saying. These guys boast themselves as Abraham's seed. Some of them are native here. Some of them were born here, stayed here. And some of them were here because they arrived here during the besieging of Jerusalem in 70 A.D. Go ahead.
Or from Judea, wasted and depopulated by the Romans. Persians, Saracens, and Christians,
Persians, Saracens means Muslims and Christians. Go ahead.
or else such as came out of Europe.
Because remember, Christians, because you had the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire, they were also persecuting the Jews, forcing them to follow Roman Christianity as well. Like Emperor Justinian, you had like after Constantine, you had a lot of Israelites that became holy Roman emperors, and they were also persecuting their own people who maintained Judaism. So they were getting kicked out of England, kicked out of Spain, kicked out of France, kicked out of Rome, and they were fleeing from Christian persecution, Muslim persecution, and from Roman persecution, and from Islamic persecution. Go ahead.
Whence they were banished.
They were banished or exiled. Go ahead.
Out of some parts of Italy in the year 1342.
Out of some parts of Italy in the year what?
1342.
1342. Go ahead.
Out of Spain in the year 1462.
See?
Out of the Low Country in 1350. Out of France in 1403. Out of England in 1422. These all defer in habit, and are divided into several tribes, having no dominion, though both wealthy and numerous,
We have money. Go ahead.
but despised of all nations, and so abominated by the Turks.
See that? We were despised of all nations and abominated by the Turks. The Turks were the Muslims. Okay? Go ahead.
The
Ottoman Turks, the ones who overthrew and conquered Byzantine Empire in 1453, May 14th, under Mahomet the First. Go ahead.
That they are not admitted to be Mohammedans
They're not allowed to be Muslims. Go ahead.
unless first baptized, and then no otherwise made use of than to receive their customs and gather in their taxes.
Right. Or we're used for our money. They tax us. Okay? While we're in Africa. Remember, the Muslims gained dominion over Africa. So when Israel was ruling in Spain or whatever, the Arabs and the Muslims, they took over Africa. Okay? At the same time. With our help, of course. Okay? When we got conquered out of Spain and fled back into Africa, who had power over Africa? The Arabs. The Arabs did.
Indeed, that's why a majority of the African tribes are Muslims.
Right. And countries are Muslim.
Countries, right.
Like Egypt and Libya and Tunisia.
So it's heavy how we all got expelled from different parts of Europe, but we all fled to the same place.
Yep. So now get a social
You're on point today, man.
Brother, you all right?
Yeah, all right today, yeah.
a social and religious. I went volume 15.
Was it like my man?
Let's get Luke 21 first. Luke 21. Let's get it. To show why we in the Bible that we fled here into Africa. Luke 21 and 20. You know I want.
Yes, sir. The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Desolation is going into us being. Remember, we read earlier in this book just now that the desolation, us being kicked out of our homeland, 70 A.D. Go ahead.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
Where are the mountains? Africa. The mountains of Africa. Go ahead.
And let them which are in the midst of it depart out.
Those who are in the midst of Jerusalem, get out of there. Escape. Leave. Run.
And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
Those who live outside Jerusalem, don't come in. Stay out. He didn't say fight and resist and go to back and forth for Rome because we got slaughtered. They slaughtered us. Go ahead.
For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
What things written? Deuteronomy 28. Moses' words must be fulfilled. Deuteronomy 28. Go ahead.
But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be
heathens until the times of the heathens ruling, which are the 4 beasts in Daniel, until their time is up. We are in the 4th beast now. I'll say it again. We are in the 4th beast. America is an extension of the 4th beast.
Hold
the
on,
4th
hold on.
beast is Rome, yes.
1 second, D. We lost. I'm saying we lost sound. We good? All right.
All right.
Just making sure everybody getting what Deacon's saying.
Yeah, I'll say it again. We are in the 4th beast. America is an extension of the 4th beast. America is an extension of Rome. Undeniably so. America is part of the EU, the 10 horns, the European Union.
And they know it.
And they know. They don't deny it. I should have bought that book, man. I ain't gonna bring it. The America? Nah. So, let's get that book, Social and Religious now. I want page 354, volume 15. So I'll show Christ prophesied in Luke 21 that we were going to flee into Africa from the hands of the Romans under Vespasian and Titus. Christ said this years before it took place. And because of this prophecy right here, many the believers became in the thousands. Because what Christ said was going to happen and what the disciples said, it happened. So once Jerusalem was besieged and Israel escaped, you had many believers. Many of them converted into the true Christian faith. Many of them. Because Christ's words and the disciples' words were fulfilled. Paul's words were fulfilled. Peter's words were fulfilled.
So what happened to Israel? They like to see things.
Exactly. They got to see it to believe it. I will see it to believe it.
Right. Visuals.
Page 354. We're going to stop.
So something we're trying to tell them,
Hey,
the
Cat.
Israelites,
How you doing?
they need to repent. This country's about to be destroyed. They don't believe.
Right. Until they're dead.
Yep. Too late.
So we're going to start from the top of the page and we're going to end at 355.
Welcome back, Cap.
All praises.
Welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
Ascertained in 355. So start from the top of 354 and we're going to end at 355, ascertained.
Islamization of many such converts often proved to be both superficial and temporary.
Right.
A new impetus to seek shelter in the unexplored dark continent
Africa.
was given to Jewish refugees from the Iberian persecutions after 1391.
You're again. 1391. Go ahead.
In the area around Tendurma, some 60 miles southwest of Timbuktu,
West Africa. Go ahead.
founded in 1496.
Founded where?
1496.
Go ahead.
Jews had allegedly lived for generations under 7 kings, each of whom had an army of 12,000 knights.
So we had black knights. We had knights in Africa. Like St. Maurice.
Right, so that didn't just happen in Europe.
No, we have knights in Africa. We had kings in Africa, in Timbuktu, 7 kings, each of whom had an army of 12,000 knights. Go ahead.
Other reports describe various groups of Jews who, by digging wells and introducing a number of metallurgical crafts, pioneered in local agriculture and industry.
So we were the most advanced in Africa. We were the builders, we were the inventors, we were the ones, we were the innovators.
Wasn't living in huts either.
We wasn't living in no damn huts, throwing spears and all that and walking around. No.
We had cities, actual cities.
Right, let's read it again. The Jews what? A groups of Jews what? Other reports describe what?
Other reports describe various groups of Jews.
Of who?
Of Jews.
Of who?
Of Jews.
Jews. Go ahead.
Who, by digging wells and introducing a number of metallurgical crafts, pioneered in local agriculture.
Pioneered. That means they were pioneers. That's what it means. They were pioneers. Go ahead.
And industry. Most of these reports relate to Jews or Judaizers.
Judaizers, those Israelites that maintain Judaism. Go ahead.
Living in Muslim lands or on their periphery. They will be discussed somewhat more fully in connection with the
So
story.
you had Israelites living in Islamic lands. Go ahead. Remember, it said earlier in that book that the Turks, which are Muslims, they hated the Jews. They hated them. And only used them for money and taxed them. Go ahead.
They will be discussed somewhat more fully in connection with the story of Jewish life under late medieval and early modern Islam. Here we are concerned only with the few stray, and for the most part, rather questionable, data relating to Jews in Afro-Asian areas conquered by the Portuguese during their great 16th century expansion.
So it says the Jews in Afro-Asian areas conquered by the Portuguese during their great 16th or 1500s century expansion. The Portuguese gained colonies in Africa. The Portuguese were the ones who were the first Europeans, colonizers in Africa. And the Jews that resided in colonies in these areas, what did the Portuguese do? Enslaved us. Enslaved us in these areas with the help of the Africans that were living there. Go ahead.
It has been suggested by no less an authority than Frederick Retzel that the island of St. Thomas, go ahead.
St.
Thomas, discovered by the Portuguese in 1471 and subsequently used as a place of deportation for Jews unwilling to adopt baptism.
So St. Thomas was discovered, the Portuguese discovered the island of St. Thomas, and they banished our people to that island who refused to follow white Jesus.
So, Deacon, so you mean brothers that ran out of IYC, flew out of IYC for baptism, so you say they're the ones that accepted that doctrine of baptism?
All right, apparently so.
So they were the weak ones.
Right, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So our fathers had sense not to accept that.
Right.
Right.
Read again.
Says subsequently used as a place of deportation for Jews unwilling to adopt baptism.
Unwilling to adopt baptism. Go ahead.
We recall the forcible removal of Portuguese Jewish children.
Portuguese Jewish children were Israelites from Portugal. Their children were removed from their parents. We're going to read that in the scriptures. Go ahead.
To that locality in 1497.
They were removed. So the children were ripped from their parents' hands, their arms, and were placed in this island. This plantation is a plantation.
Do that sound familiar with Donald Trump?
Yeah, same thing. The immigration.
And that's the consistency that I always pick up with the history. When we look at today, we could see those same things that happened back then.
Same things happening.
And it's happening today.
Right.
But you can only see it with spiritual lens.
Right. You're doing with 28? You know I want.
Nothing new.
Under the sun.
Under the sun, that's right.
28, 32, and 41.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look, and fill with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand.
Right, so your sons and daughters shall be given unto another people. Unto another people. They were banished into the island of San Tome. And they were given to Christian, Portuguese, Edomite families. They didn't just put children there by themselves. They were given into the hands of white people to raise them as Catholics and work on the plantations out there in St. Thomas. Go ahead.
Verse 33.
No, 32.
32. And read it again.
No, what verse is that? 41. I'm sorry, 41.
41. Thou shalt begot sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
You shall have sons and daughters and shall not enjoy them. Why?
For they shall go into captivity.
For they shall go into slavery and be given unto another people. This is the Bible. You got stupid, dumbass Christians talking about, oh, that happened already. The curse has happened numerous times, repetitively, you idiots. Let me explain something to you apologetics, man. You can run around all you like and try to run to these chaplains and be modern day inquisitors and try to, because you got a lot of these football players, a lot of athletes are repenting. They're retiring, they're seeking knowledge of self,
Right.
And you got these Edomite devils.
Let them know, D.
Edomite devils.
Speak your truth.
Talking to you, Mr. Riser. Talking to you.
Speak
Bring
your
it out.
truth.
Bring it out.
You and your rest of your puppies and pet nigga pets that
Yo.
you have.
Yo, load up again. Load the gun up again.
Load that gun up, man. Yeah, speak your truth, D.
So-
Keep going, man.
Y'all really believe in your mind that you're gonna stop this truth. You're not gonna stop this truth. You're not gonna stop it. These celebrities are gonna watch these shows. They're gonna see the books we're using. We're using your books, by the way. I didn't write these books.
Right.
Y'all wrote these books.
Right.
Bring it out.
Y'all, matter of fact, I gotta show that video. I have to show the video.
Speak your truth, Deacon.
Bring it
I gotta
out.
show the
Speak
video.
your truth, Deacon.
Bring it out.
Yo, the
Say
world
it.
wants to know. The world wants to know.
I'm going to show you what I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show y'all. I am going to show you what teachers, what educational what's the term for them? Academic scholars do when it comes to studying history. What they say regarding it. Because really, like I said before, on the note of us using your books, I mentioned earlier I used a book by John Ogilvy regarding Charles II and him surveying Africa. That book was written in 1670. And yes, I have it. When was America established? 1776. That means the book I have is older than America. Older than America. And in that book, it says the Jews fled into Africa from the siege of Jerusalem in 70 AD. They fled from the Muslims. They fled from the Roman Christians, the Byzantine Christians Empire. They fled from there. Some of them fled into Russia, Germany, because and the ones that fled into Russia, who they come across? Khazars. What they do to the Khazars? They converted them over into Judaism.
Let them know.
So you had Israel. I did a class called Edom, Rise and Fall of an Imposter. And that video, YouTube is trying to remove that video off. It's been uploaded so many times. All praise to the Lord. Many of you have took that video and re-uploaded it over and over again. But that video goes, that class goes into how remember, the Moors conquered Spain when? 711 AD.
Right.
When were we converting Khazars? The same time.
Yep.
Where were the Edomites? When we conquered Spain, where did we force Edomites to go? In the mountains. Where were the Khazars? In the mountains. At the same time. Then they gained power at the same time.
Right.
So they were in the mountains everywhere. When we took over Rome, we pushed them into the mountains over there. When we took over Spain, we pushed them into the mountains over there. They've always been in the mountains.
And you know how you could tell? They have a game called rock climbing.
Rock climbing, right.
Yo, when Deacon goes in the segment, man, you gotta put like some trap music on something.
Trap.
You gotta bring the
yeah.
You gotta bring it out.
You gotta load up with a trap beat.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta load up with a trap beat.
Y'all crazy. So the point is that Esau was in the mountains while we were ruling, and they came out those mountains. Now you got that clip.
Yes, sir.
Let's watch it. Watch this.
Shout out to Deacon Abiel and the
Yes,
crew.
yes,
Fix Your
yes.
Face.
Fix Your Face.
Fridays, they brought this out. All right. So we wanted to use it for this segment. Go ahead.
War is clear.
What caused the civil war?
The root
Yeah,
cause of
y'all
the
got a
civil
disclaimer up? All right. Go ahead.
The root cause of the Civil War is clear.
What caused the civil war was
Slavery.
the main cause, and why the South decided to secede was for slavery.
But according to a report from the Southern Poverty Law Center, only 8% of high school seniors surveyed could name slavery as the root cause of the Civil War.
Wow.
So why do our history textbooks get it so wrong?
Y'all don't want to deal with the fucked up shit that y'all ancestors did.
Pretty much.
Textbooks are written and edited for states.
Pause.
This is Antoinette Waters.
Pause. Textbooks are written and edited for states. I want y'all to pay attention. Remember, we've been using books for the past 25 chapters.
Right.
Old books. 1800s, 1600s, 1700s. Books that were written when we was in chains. When we weren't allowed to read. Those are the books we loved the most.
That's right.
I love those books. Even the smells.
Yo, what that smell like, Deacon?
That old
Smells
bookshelf.
Like, it smells like things I shouldn't know.
No, really. What does it smell like?
like old pages.
Yeah?
Like old
Redemption.
pages.
Oh, okay.
Cap don't know, so he wants to.
Yo, I'm waiting for,
This is 1896.
y'all waiting for that check to come in.
Yeah, then you can smell it.
I can smell it.
Yeah, the old books are the best books. Old books, even the book I mentioned earlier, but John Ogilvy, I said it's this thick, it's this big. 1670.
Right.
All right? Read it. Go back a little bit on to her. Watch.
That's good.
Textbooks are written and edited for states.
This is Antoinette Waters. a history teacher at Wakefield High
History
School
teacher.
in Arlington, Virginia.
Like we are.
Who says the state
Has the final say in what is in a textbook.
Pause. The state has the final say what's in a textbook. So if something's in the book they don't like, what do? They remove it,
Right.
revise it, and make it a second edition, third edition. Well, that's why we tell you we want the old books. They remove it. They revise it. Like our Bibles.
Right. Yep.
Press
Sir.
play.
which is how you end up with textbooks like this 1993 textbook from Alabama.
Pause. 1993 textbook.
No good.
No good. No bueno. No bueno.
No,
good.
no, 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 no,
No, no, no. No, no, no. Nunca. Nunca. Nunca.
What's the bomb, bro?
Go ahead.
You gotta put like a
open-
Mexican fiesta.
Damn. Oh, man. Go ahead.
Brief section on slavery with this. People of all races have been slaves.
Pause.
Wow. Wow.
You see this?
Whoa.
People of all races have been slaves.
Under who? Under who, though? They didn't say under who, right?
But this is what you have. This is what our children right now.
This is the issue now with the younger generation.
Right.
This is what we got to go against. Because we tell them, yo, you know about slavery? They say, no, everybody was slaves.
Right, yep.
And this is the information that they know. This is all they don't know about slavery.
Right.
There's a cutoff in history. Like from we know a little bit about slavery because it wasn't too much diluted.
Right.
But now the new age kids, the millennials,
They gone.
They gone.
And if you read, it says the first slave ship to come to America was a Dutch ship. That's a lie. The first slave ship to arrive here was a Spanish ship. Because the word Negro is Spanish. Negro is Spanish. That's not Dutch. That's a lie. Slave ships came over here way earlier than 1619. It says the first ship to come to America was the Dutch ship. It brought slaves in 1619. The first Dutch ship that brought slaves over to Virginia was Dutch. But the first slave ships to arrive here in the Americas was Columbus, 1492, and up. Not 1619. That is a lie.
Was it the three ship, La Pinta, La Niña?
The Santa Maria. Right. Go ahead. Continue.
And then goes on to teach children that the main difference between the North and the South leading up to the Civil War wasn't slavery, but rather a fight between the independent-minded Southern states and an overbearing federal government, or as the textbooks put it, states' rights.
When you say states' rights, I always like to answer a state's rights to do what?
It's the state's rights to do what? To have slavery.
Right.
Textbooks like these are approved at the state level, but anyone, regardless of their accreditation, education, or agenda, is free to write or edit a school history textbook.
Pause. They're free to write or edit any school textbook.
The hell is this?
Go ahead.
When you go down the list of editors, some of them may not be historians. It
Wow.
could be a PT.
That's crazy.
So you got authors who aren't even historians writing these textbooks.
Wow.
They're just making stuff up.
That's sick.
That's crazy. Watch, continue.
Imam. It could be a minister.
And because anyone can edit the contents of a history textbook,
You have to
it's used to Confederate generals.
Go back some.
And perhaps most troublingly, they established
Are we back?
In fact, go for it. Go for it. We want to get to the system.
Yeah,
Sorry.
what she
We want to
says
get straight
about
to the
what books,
system.
Yeah, just go past that.
As soon as you see her the second time,
Not her, nope, the other one.
right there. Go back with it. Right there. Stop.
in order to ensure her students aren't taking in an agenda-driven view of history. Antoinette has basically tossed textbooks altogether.
Watch.
How do I say what the facts are? I actually use primary source documents.
Pause.
You can't argue.
She uses primary source documents.
Smart.
The actual records. Yeah, that's what we do. Like the books we use about Native Americans, That's in the Library of Congress. Now, I taught that the first few chapters of this history show, that's in the Library of Congress, some books. That's actual court documents. Because in the Library of Congress, you can't take books out. So what you're allowed to do is you could take pictures of some and put it inside of a book. That's what they did. That's how I bought books from people who went to the Library of Congress.
I've seen it.
Took a picture, and then they put it in a book, and they sell it.
And Deacon, I was able to actually experience this. One section of the Library of Congress, what they call the forbidden book section.
Wow.
So you
The
have
forbidden book section.
So, you have to organize. You have to schedule an appointment early in the day. You can't just schedule that day. No, we had to schedule an appointment the previous day in order to get access to their books. So so I had to put my phone number, my address, driver's license, everything. They want to know all my documents.
They screen you.
They screen me. So after I get screened, then they allow me in. It's taped. They have the red velvet rope. And when you go in there, the lady directs you to what books you have to tell them what books you wanted the previous day. So I let them know the books. And from there, you can't even touch the book. You have to, they have a book.
A page turner.
A page turner. And they have a glass to hold the book up so you don't touch the book at all. They don't want your oils
on your hands,
to destroy the page. Right. So I see Edomites there with glasses, taking notes and stuff like that. Those books, you can take pictures, but you can't take the books out. You cannot take those books are rare.
Right.
Rare books.
So that's what she's referring to. She's referring to those books, the books that we have, that we share with you guys,
right.
that you help us buy those. And the actual case documents, the old books, the old records. Go back some. She's gonna say it. Watch.
All right.
Are we okay?
Yeah, good.
All right, go ahead. Right there.
Just play it.
Books all together.
How do I say what the facts are? I actually use primary source documents. You can't argue with the documents. And I take out the very first state to secede's paper. And I read them. The cause of the Civil War 100% was enslavement.
Yep. Slaveholding states.
Vice President of the Confederacy, says clearly, slavery is the cornerstone of the Confederacy.
Yep.
Whether it be the economics of enslavement, the expansion of enslavement.
Confederates themselves are clear that slavery is the central cause of secession and the glue that is binding the states of the Confederacy. We don't have to make up words. We can use the own words of people in the time that they are living.
Pause.
Damn.
You use the old words of the people in the time they were living. That's the old books. 1800s, 1700s, 1600s. Right. Those are the honest books. Those are the books that are written for whites, to whites, by whites. For white eyes only. Niggas weren't allowed to read no damn books about that stuff. That's why I love those books. That's why I love them so. Those are the best books to have. The 1800 books, the 1700s books, the 1600s books. Those are the best.
So when they started integrating us into the school system, that's when they say, look, change up the words.
Revise it up. Revise it. Change it up. Now you understand why we say old books are the best books.
And not only change up, but create private institutions where our children could still learn the information.
Right.
And we could still pass along them. So they know how to keep the system going.
So Israel, you in the right place, man. We bringing out these books, the original books.
Keep the book donations coming.
Right.
Right.
So we could get more books.
Let's continue. So we were at
No,
not
you drop that. You drop
Thank
that.
you. So let's go to where we at. Portuguese children, locality, may have been instrumental. So start from Jewish children. Removal of Portuguese Jewish children. Portuguese is referring to black Jews, black Portuguese. The removal of.
Oh, Deacon, this got a scripture real quick.
Yeah.
Can you get me?
Hey, I have an idea.
Mark, no, please.
If y'all want to have any questions pertaining to the class, send us a text to the number on the screen. The number on the screen.
Officer Lequoc, would you like to read? I would love to.
Why you mess with me? Why you doing so?
I've been call. You can always send it to text. Shoot us a text to the number.
Dramatic.
267-702-6121. That's 267-702-6121. Send us shoot us a text.
Wildcat.
If you have any questions you want to add on to the class regarding this topic.
Wildcat, look for that scripture. Many states have a historical society, Deke. And in those historical society, Esau's pride, they conserve nothing but books of their history of what they accomplished in that particular state. And each state was consistent. They have books on slavery. They have the original text, like the video we just watched, but they dilute the information that goes out to the mass.
Right.
Especially the Jews. But in every state, there's a historical society, museum or library that preserve that history. That's how much pride he got.
Yep.
He's going to keep that history to vaunt himself, but they get to dictate what we learn.
Right, I want you guys to do me a favor while you find that scripture.
I got it.
Okay, I want you to type in esoteric. See, where we are in this room, those of you who are listening, watching right now, you are becoming what is the term called esoteric or esoteric. It's not really a common word used among us, but esoteric. The information that Officer Saim's talking about is among their people and among their peers is referred to as being esoteric. We are esoteric. All right? Read that real quick. Esoteric. Blow it up. Watch what the word means.
Esoteric. Intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number of people with a specialized knowledge or interest.
See? We are esoteric.
Wow.
We are esoteric people. Those of you who are watching this class right now, as you study and you do your research and you take your notes, proper notes, and screenshot these images of these pages, you are becoming esoteric. You know something that very few people know. Very few. The elites and the upper echelons of our enemies, they know these things.
Right.
They understand these things.
And
questions? You got questions? All right, hold on. Go ahead.
All right. In the phrase, in the similar list over here, we go all the way down.
Oh, synonyms.
In the synonyms, we see mysterious.
Right, mysterious.
The people
complicated. Wow.
And I'm focused on mysterious because this is what's proven in the Bible.
Right.
The mystery to this kingdom are revealed unto you.
Right.
So those of you who's able to get this, what's being revealed to you through all this history is actually the kingdom of God.
Right.
That's hidden amongst these races.
Right.
Amongst the heathens. Your history to obtain the kingdom of God is hidden amongst the heathens.
Right.
And this is what makes you how could I say, attracted to what you're hearing.
Right. Go ahead, Kat. You have something?
Oh, yes. Luke 8:17.
All right.
The book of Luke, chapter 8, verse 17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad.
So when the Messiah says, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, all these documents, these court documents that they have in their books, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, for some reason, a little birdie comes and reveals it to us, either by accident, mistake, or the spirit being placed on us to research this information. So it says, nothing secret that is not hid for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest. Now, that anything hidden that shall not be known and come abroad. Esau thought, they said, Willie Lynch made a statement, says, if we could keep them in this condition for 1,000, if we keep this system going for it, we should be able to keep them enslaved for 1,000 years.
Yeah,
something to that
thousands
nature.
of years, right.
For thousands of years. They didn't count on us to learn how to read and write.
Right.
They didn't understand the prophecies concerning 350 years. After that, I should revive them. So they didn't count on that. They didn't have that spiritual prowess.
No, they knew. Remember, he said a phenomenon. They knew. They just didn't know when.
But they didn't know when.
They didn't know when.
That's why he said thousands of years.
He said the mind has a way of fixing itself.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
So Esau understood that eventually we were going to come to realize. That's why the 60s, he started to attack us during the 60s. He knew that's the year right there.
Yes, that's right.
When
You're
they
right.
start rising up. That's
right.
the year.
That's right.
Because of Ezekiel 37, 350 year, he knew.
Yep,
1619, that's you read in that textbook. It said the first slave ship to arrive here. Esau keeps emphasizing on 1619. Why? Slave ships came here way before that. But why does he emphasize on 1619? He knows if you add 350 years plus 1619, you get 1960s, 70s. When Israel starts rising up. It's called the turbulent 60s.
Right,
We're
Deacon.
gonna deal with that after this segment. We're gonna deal with the 60s.
You're right, Deacon. You know what? I appreciate it, man. I was running off code for that one.
You running off code?
Yeah, because I remember we was talking about that, man.
We talking about that, right?
Yeah, we was talking about that.
Right.
You know,
Hey.
I lost my way. Hey, one more scripture, right?
Yes, sir.
Hold that thought. Psalms 85, verse 11.
Right.
So when it says nothing is hid, this is why nothing's going to be hid. The Most High is going to help assist us. Go on. Psalms 85, verse 11.
The book of Psalms, chapter 85, verse 11. Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven.
So the truth we know is going to what? God's laws, statutes, and commandments. But as he reveals the scriptures to us, he opens up our understanding. Also, he's going to reveal some of these books that coincides with the Bible.
Right.
So it gives the historical aspect to the scriptures that we're reading because, like I said, the Bible will say, okay, give you the history and a couple of scriptures. But if you go into the books give you the overall the bigger picture of what was occurring during that time period. Just like we went to the book of the Spanish and the Moors. Right. When they're talking about Esau should be, they should build the desolate places again. You go to the history books, it gives you the full picture of things. So the truth, first and foremost, is the Bible, the law, statutes, and commandments. Along with that comes with the extra. The history lesson that the deacon's been bringing out.
Right. Get Sirach 323 regarding esoteric. The term esoteric is in the Bible. A knowledge that very few understand.
The book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 23. Verse 23, sir?
Yep.
Be not curious in unnecessary matters.
Don't try to be too deep. Some of y'all want to know about the moon, the stars, and other planets and universes. You live here. You live in this universe. Focus on this universe you're in now. Oh, the stars and Mars, are they alien? Don't worry about all of that. Worry about what's happening here. That's unnecessary matters. Read on.
For more things are showed unto thee that men understand.
More things are shown to you in this show than men understand. So what's that mean? It means the Bible makes you what? Esoteric. The Bible makes you esoteric.
Dick, let me back that statement up. Luke 8, verse 10. You're esoteric because that's the spirit Most High put in you, and you have the prophets now reviving that spirit. And this revival has to do with a lot of mysteries. Not everybody's going to get it.
Right.
Not everybody's meant to understand it like you said, but this is what Christ said. Read that.
The book of Luke, chapter 8, verse 10. And he said, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God, but to others in parables.
Right.
That seeing they might not see, and hearing they might not understand.
So if you understand it right now, like Deacon said, you esoteric.
Right. Esoteric.
Can I get a scripture too?
Yeah.
Matthew 13, 16. Just
Yeah, that's
to
it. That's it. I was thinking the same thing.
Matthew 13, 16.
Then we're going to ask you, and I'll get to your question after this.
So like our officer just mentioned, that it is given unto you to understand the mystery of the kingdom of heaven. And Christ turned around and says a different thing here, Matthew 13, 16. Basically the same thing, but in a different way.
The book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
Well, you off cold, brother.
Cap. I'm off code. I'll take that one. I'll take that.
Yo, let's rewind this.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Let Cap. You know Cap. That's off the clock, man.
Yeah, man. What's the scripture you want, sir?
Matthew
What scripture you
13.
want?
Matthew 13, verse
We'll
16.
have a talk after the show.
Cap, man. I apologize.
Now you off code.
You're going down to 17.
Yeah, down to 17.
I gotta get back
we'll
on
bring
code,
it up. This brother, I told you for the last couple of weeks. I don't understand.
Oh, man.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
Right, that's esoteric. Your eyes, most of us blessing your ears, and your eyes, you see what you see right now.
Right. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
The word mystery is synonymous with esoteric.
Excellent. Yes, sir.
Same thing.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's go back to the book now. Let's go back to the book real quick.
See, now you're on code. Keep the order.
Back to the textbook. This is primary source. That's what this is here. Primary source. Where are we at? Jewish children.
Yes, the instrumentals. Where's that at? Instruments. Go up. Go up. Go up. Go up. Go up. Go down.
May have
I
been
mean, go down.
instrumental.
Man.
May have been instrumental in the.
Right there. Stop right there. I'm going to start the whole paragraph. It has been suggested by no less an authority than Frederick Retzel that the island of...
I'm sorry. Someone asked a question. Go, before you read that. Someone asked a question. The name of the book is what? Shalom Leadership. What was the name of the book by John what?
He meant John Ogilvy.
Ogilvy. It's called Africa. It's called Africa by John Ogilvy. I mean, you can order the one that I got, but like I said, you'll need your phone to read it because the font is very small. They screenshotted each page of the book. 4 questions. Wow. They screenshot the book, so it's called Africa by John Ogilvy.
Hey, Deacon, my man must be, whoever this is.
You must be born out of
They must be
control.
got their stimulus.
Hey, do what you gotta do, brother.
That book, hey.
You got deep pockets.
You got deep pockets, man.
That's a copy.
Do what you gotta do, brother.
Hey, listen. Now I heard they changed it up. It's not going to be 600 anymore.
It's 1,400.
It's 14.
What?
They changed it
The
up.
stimulus.
Now we talking,
yeah.
baby.
And
They
14
jacked it up.
Buy.
and 14 per dependence.
Per
Yeah, 14
dependent.
per dependent now?
So Israel, be mindful. If you look at YouTube and Facebook, there's already people cracking jokes on y'all. All y'all gonna do with that money, go to the clubs and buy senseless stuff.
Right.
Listen, times is crucial. If you're not saving it, you might as well spend it on wisdom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? According to Isaiah 3:36, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
Right.
So be mindful. What's the next question?
Right. So the book is Africa by John Ogilvy.
Also, like I said, if your pockets are deep, you could donate to IYC.New Jersey at what?
Oh, I thought you
Nah, he good. He good,
All
Deacon.
right, all right.
Cap is on code.
I'm on code.
I thought you were gonna ask about donating to your
have I
book
insulted
fund.
anybody today?
Nah, you good.
Cap is
You
on
good.
code. He been on code.
Please
He been on
don't
code.
So
Okay,
please
you
don't
don't
get
upset me.
yo, my
Please.
brain now. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on.
1235.
Go.
1235. I got it written down. That was his last, remember? He
Yo.
repented. 1235.
So now I remember my nature. So if you like to donate, you could donate to IYC.New Jersey at IsraelUnite.org. You can put in the description about Our Hidden History to help assist us to get these books. All right, Israel, we appreciate your charity, your hospitality. We appreciate it. You get those stimulus checks, baby. Make sure you put a portion aside for Our History channel. All right.
Right.
Next question says, Shalom leadership, Most High in Christ bless you all. Where does the Crusades fit into this time period?
The Crusades fits in when it's the Muslims. The Muslims around the same time because the Muslims began to rise up and try to take over Jerusalem. So I would say it took place
I think the Crusades around 1200.
1200s, around the same time. Around the same time when the Arab Muslims were taking over stuff. Because you had the Arab Muslims and the Israelite Muslims are the majority, but you had the Arab Muslims taking over like the so-called Near East. We had Spain, Portugal, North Africa, West Africa. Those are the Islamic Israelites. But the Arabs had that as well, and they had like Iraq, Iran, they had like Egypt, they had Jerusalem, the Turks start taking over. That's the crusade. That's around the 1200s or so.
That was us. The Crusades
That was
us fighting each other.
Matter of fact,
for
on the
religion.
time of the Khazars, that was the Crusades. You had the Byzantines, the Muslims, and the Khazars in the middle. And they were fighting it was a power struggle between the Holy Roman Empire, Christian, Byzantines. The Khazars were neutral, and then you had the Muslims. So it was around the 1200s. So a little around the same time frame, around the same time, I'd say. All right? If that answers your question. What's next?
Next question. What is the name of the video Deacon said that YouTube is trying to get rid
The
of?
video is entitled Edom, Rise and Fall of an Imposter. That class ties in directly with this one during the when we took over Spain and Portugal. While we were conquering Spain and Portugal and pushing them in the caves, we were teaching them in the caves in Russia and so forth.
Next question. Shalom, Deacon Ithon, our hidden history team. How are you? We're doing good in the spirit of Christ. All praises. Not to be so esoteric, but I had a question pertaining to who the Jarawa people from India are.
Jawara people.
Jawara people.
Cap, that's you, man. That's your expertise.
Cap, dealing with that now.
Yeah, Jawara people of India,
Think they're Japhet descendants. Is that correct, sir?
I haven't come across the Jarara people.
Yeah, we gotta look it up.
Yeah,
They
we'll
may
look
be.
it up.
We'll look into it.
They're more than likely Japhet.
You're more likely Japhet.
Yeah,
yes.
they are Japhet.
Jawara? Okay.
They're not. I'll look it up real quick. I'll let you know.
We'll look. Well, I believe they're Japhet.
Yeah, this.
Well, go ahead. What else you have?
That was it. We answered that already. What was the name?
Let me see it.
Jawara. Jawara.
J-A-W.
What's next? Shalom, I believe.
All right.
Go ahead.
Shalom, I believe you said that Russia was our last place that we ruled that they conquered. Was that around 1453?
No, later. That was like
after.
way later. We're talking about 1700s.
That's when you mentioned.
I said 1700s. That was we didn't have like complete dominion, but we had like czars. We had status in Russia. That was the last of us that had some kind of status in a European land. Was Russia. Around 1700s or so, late 1600s, 1700s, and that was it. That's why they have so many like the Kremlin, the cathedrals.
Right.
You have jet black images of us.
Right.
All in the churches those buildings with the little silver cones.
Right.
We built all of that.
The Varney, and like the Romania.
Right. That's
Remember
right.
that book, The Icon, where I think
Russian icons.
with Ivan the Terrible.
Right.
that
That's
was
right.
living
That's
all
all in
the
Russia.
individuals.
They worship Black Madonna over there. It's very much known that the Jews are black over there. They don't deny it. The place that's hidden the most is here because the majority of us are here.
Right. Next question. Shalom leadership, with how corrupt the education system is and how they edit and change the content in the textbooks, does that also tie into Matthew 24:22 about how no flesh would be saved except the days be shortened?
Yeah, they see the very elect. Yeah,
Okay.
somewhat.
Okay. Because of this continued for another century, for example, our children's children wouldn't know nothing about slavery anymore and have nothing to connect themselves to.
Right.
Yeah, it does kind of make sense.
Yeah,
you
ties
know,
into that, right.
And because now what it is you have to preserve that history just like Esau is preserving that history.
Right, you got to preserve it.
You know, your Bibles, you preserved it. Because remember, in the time of the Greeks, you know, they say somehow history repeat itself, but the Greeks would burn our books.
Yeah.
We were killed for having historical records of our ancestry. So your job is to preserve that now that you're esoteric.
Right. What else you got? I am?
Next question. I am an Israelite woman.
Oh, wow.
And I'm dating a white Christian boy. That's your problem. You're dating a boy. At my university. He told me that blacks willingly agreed to enter slavery. Wow. Yeah, of course he would say something like that.
He's
Run away.
Is the
Get
us,
out.
Is
Yeah,
the
that's
us
our movie, right? Get out.
right? Is the us true?
Is that true? Uh-huh.
Is that true? Where is the nearest Israelite church in Georgia?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, Riverdale.
Riverdale.
Riverdale. All right.
Yeah,
You better
to
go
our
there.
website.
Go back to that question again. She said she's dating one
Yeah.
or did date one.
She's
I-
dating presently.
I'm dating a white Christian boy at
Edomite.
my
You need to
university.
Stop doing that.
That was your class just yesterday.
I did a class on
I'm
that
not sure if you watched
yesterday.
it.
It's
I
a
did a
racial
class,
marriage.
I did a class on that
Right.
yesterday about interracial dating, but I'm not gonna make it about that. But to answer your question, my advice to you will go visit our website, israelunite.org, get information on us. If you want to go to the school, the contact information. The contact information is in the website, israelunite.org, and go to the contacts, and you'll see the nearest school location, which is Riverdale, in Georgia. If you're able to make it, come down.
And also, sister, every little bit helps. From what you're saying right now, your question, if you're an Israelite woman, your custom is no dating.
Right.
Even so, if it was a black guy,
Right.
there's no dating in our culture.
Right.
You understand, sis? So fix that and correct that quickly.
Right.
The white boy is
L-
lying to you.
Right. That all. The guy you're dating is lying to you. But on top of that, just visit the website, check it out.
I watched Deacon's class from
I
yesterday.
watched a class. I did a class. I taught a class on interracial relationships last night. All right. And IUIC Atlanta Burning on YouTube, the IUIC Atlanta Burning channel. Go there. I taught just last night about that. All right. Shalom leadership. Go ahead.
Shalom leadership.
bless you.
Most High in Christ bless you all, I guess.
Yeah.
Deacon, you were talking about the fourth beast.
Rome.
Had a glitch and found while you were explaining. There was a
in
glitch.
sound. That's
In
when they
sound?
went out. That's when
I
they
said
went out.
America is an extension of Rome. We are in the fourth beast of Daniel 7. We are in the time of the Gentiles now. We are in the fourth beast. The fourth beast had 7 heads and 10 horns. America extends from the 10 horns and the seven heads. The seventh head is Britain. America comes out of Britain. The 10 horns is the EU, European Union. Britain was no longer, but it was part of the EU from which America extends from. So we are in the fourth beast. America is the extension of Rome. America is Rome reborn. We are literally living in the land of the Reconquista. Okay, we are literally living in this land because remember that the same Spaniards and Romans that conquered us in Spain and Portugal, they came over here and colonized this land. They made it America. It's the same thing.
And Deke, is it also valid to add to that point what we're saying about America's the fourth beast? That's the Revelations, correct?
Right, Revelation.
And
right,
it's
the fourth
also
beast.
consistent with prophecy in Daniel, the 2nd chapter.
Right,
As he
Daniel
explained the 4 great nations that would dominate over the chosen people.
Right. As well as Rome was going to take possession of the fourth part of the earth.
Correct.
Fourth part of the earth is here.
Yep.
All right. So what's the next question?
That's it.
That's
All
it. All
praises.
praises.
All praises.
So
That
let's
was good
continue.
questions, listeners. That's
Great question,
very,
great
very good
questions.
questions.
Thank you.
All praises.
Thank you for staying on code with the questions regarding the class. Thank you. Where we at?
I think we back.
Instrumental in the settlement of many Jews.
We recall the forcible removal of Portuguese Jewish children to that locality in 1497.
Locality is St. Thomé Plantation, St. Thomas Island location. Go ahead.
May have been instrumental in the settlement of many Jews in the neighboring West African lands.
So Jews are settled in neighboring West African lands like Guinea, Mali, Timbuktu, St. Thomas, Cape Verde.
Yep.
Those are all Israelites. Those are Jews. Cape Verdeans, Jews. I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna show you why. So don't get deeper. Keep going.
It is quite possible that Jewish children and adults were chosen to serve as part of an experiment.
Here we go again. Experiment. Here we go with the experiments. Part of an experiment of how what?
Of how the Portuguese could adjust to life in the tropics. Reference has frequently been made especially to an African tribe of Mavambu.
An African tribe of what?
Mavambu.
An African tribe of Mavambu. Hold on. That map, the red, I gotta say, no, that map. what's his name? By John
Alan
Godby. It says go back to it. Go back there again. It says what? It says the.
I'm sorry. Go back up. Go down. All right. So it says the reference has frequently been made, especially to an African tribe of Mavambu.
An African tribe of Mavambu in the Bay of Loango. Keep reading. Keep reading.
Yes, sir. In the Bay of Loango.
In the Bay of Loango. Go ahead.
Whose customs, according to some 19th century travelers.
1800s. Primary source material. 1800 scholars say what?
Bore the unmistakable imprint of biblical Judaism.
So now, that map.
Yes, sir.
Keep it. Mavambu. Loango. Keep it in mind.
And real quick, for you brothers and sisters online,
Add if you don't have it.
when brothers and sisters are asking questions regarding their current situation and the leadership is giving them advice on what to do, don't attack the people. A lot of you brothers and sisters, you know, you hear people's stories, them coming up, awakening to the truth, and you're quick to attack them, say, oh, why would you do this? Listen, just yesterday, you were smoking weed, you was giving it up, you was in a strip club, some of you were doing all types of filthiness. So to you to look down on brothers and sisters coming to this truth, you're off. You're off. You got to be patient and have mercy on my brothers. Just like Christ have mercy on you, you will probably way worse than our brothers and sisters. So you brothers and sisters, you're off for that. All right?
You're off code. Stop.
Yeah, you're off code. Don't talk. Don't say anything. Let us guide the people. A lot of you, that's why a lot of you can't be teachers. The Most High can't use you.
You turn people away from the truth when you do that.
Yeah. You don't see us say, oh, you're no. Listen, you know, give your time, watch the class, and you got to come to that conclusion. You know, whether this is right for you. No, we're not going to call brothers and sisters, name you all this and that. No. Everybody's repented. So you guys, we're just going to block you. I don't care if you're Israel or not.
Get the beam out of your own eye.
Right.
Yeah.
You got it?
Right.
Now,
Bugging.
Remember, Mavambu, right? Now, it's on this map somewhere. Look for Mavambu. Blow it up. Mavambu.
No. Go down to Central West Africa.
Yeah, go down to Central
by
West.
Angola.
You're going to see Mavambu.
Right there.
Blow it up. Blow it up. This is a book by John Godby on the migration of our people in Africa. What did I say there? Mavambu Jews. See, listen, we don't lie up here. We got all the information up here. Whole different book. Go down, move over. Go down to the bottom there. What that say?
Loando.
No, that's not the same thing. That's not
right,
Loando.
Loando.
I'm going to get Loango in a minute. But Mavambu Jews right there, that's Gabon. That's West Africa. Go up some. That's Gabon. Gabon is West Africa.
Go out.
Look over there. Saint Tome Jews.
Yeah.
That's Saint Thomas. Saint Tome Jews. I'm showing you. This book, here's this book.
This book right here?
Yeah.
Probably like about early 1900s.
Right. This guy was a Duke University professor. Okay? And he was forbidden to put this book together because they said he would risk losing his academic credentials. So he named the book, he labeled the book mythical. But it's facts, but he had to put myth there to kind of throw you off.
1930,
which is still good.
Right.
All right, Mavambu Jews. So you got Mavambu Jews there, right? And West Africa, right? Let that go.
Hey, Deacon, a lot of us in that area came over to South Carolina.
Wow. Wow, Mavambu Jews, wow.
To Charleston, the port, Charleston.
Right, and Gabon also brought to Mexico also, Gabon.
Yes,
you had Jasper Younger came from there. He's the Gabon people. Jasper Younger.
Where's your family from?
Oh, I'm from Virginia. My family from Virginia. That's what Judah. Judah came.
Let's see what he's trying to do.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
But you see what he's trying to do. I peeped that.
All right.
I'm not gonna fall into Captain Jarrell's evil. I'm gonna be quiet.
I just want to see what he's trying to do. I'm watching.
I'm on cold, Cap.
Read again. Mavambu in the Bay of what? Mavambu.
Go back to the book.
Give me the El Idrisi book. El Idrisi map. El Idrisi was the Israelite too, right? He was Jake too.
Yes, sir.
It was two of them. It was Idrisi and somebody else.
El Idrisi, and you had Leo Africanus.
These two guys were particularly used because they had a pretty strong information on Africa and the tribes in it. So they took El Idrisi information of Africa and Leo Africanus' information of Africa. They were explorers. And they merged them together and made a map. This is the map right here. Leo Africanus and El Idrisi. Now, what I want to show y'all is Loango. I think Loango's here. I think. I might be bugging out. I'm trying to think where I saw
It's
Loango.
right here. It's right here, Deacon.
It's there, right? Loango's here, right?
The map is clean.
Go up. This is it's a real clear high def version of Loango's up here somewhere.
Oh, good look farther than that.
No, it's right. He's right here.
Oh, okay.
You see it?
Blow it
Loango?
up so we can see it.
A lot of names.
That's it.
That's far as it go. Where's Loango at?
Right there.
Okay, circle. This circle around it, so I can know where it is. I don't even see it.
It's right here. That's best.
Right there. That's Loango right there. Loango. Okay. That's all it says. Doesn't say Jews there.
No, sir. I think the other one was the one that actually said it, which coincide with Mavambu. The Mavambu.
Yeah,
we were in Loango.
Yeah, up in the Bay of Loango, right.
Right.
So the Mavambu Jews were in the Bay of Loango, right there. That's
So
West
that's the
Africa.
area.
That's the same area. The Mavambu Jews were in the Bay of Loango. That's why I got that there. Read on. Some of the natives.
All right, bring it back.
Go back to the book. Thank you. We'll be back. We're gonna visit that map another time.
I gotta blow that map up for myself. Put it up in
I
the
got the
wall.
Yep. Some of these natives.
Some of these natives may indeed have in part been converted to Judaism by Jewish visitors.
Nope.
Nope.
This is Jedi mind trick. They were not converted by Jewish visitors. They were Jewish visitors.
Right.
They were Jews. Esau throws that stuff in there.
Always.
Oh, they were visited by Jews. No,
Always
they were.
know that.
He just said that their customs were unmistakably biblical Judaism. Then Jews was out of here. Now all of a sudden, Jewish visitors came there and converted them. No, he's saying earlier they were Jews. Now Jewish guys came there and taught them. No, these were Jews. Don't fuck. That goes back to being esoteric.
Right.
Esau throws in truth, then throws in lies. Those who are esoteric are going to say, nope, that's a lie, and throw you off.
Right.
That's called deviation. I call it deviation paragraphs.
Right.
You read the truth in one paragraph, and they throw a lie in the other. It's nonsense. Read it again.
Some of these natives may indeed have in part been converted to Judaism by Jewish visitors or settlers at some earlier period.
Nope.
Judaic rites often survive the strong efforts made by Portuguese missionaries to uproot or vestiges of Judaism and replace them with Christian observances.
You see that? Portuguese missionaries, these were inquisitors. Portuguese missionaries were going out, rooting out Judaism and teaching Roman Catholicism.
Right.
Sounds like what's happening today.
Yeah, with Mark Reiser and them.
Right.
And the football players. That's what they're doing, trying to root out Judaism and implant Roman Christianity. Same thing. Go ahead.
Anthropological and linguistic researchers.
So anthropological means the study of races. People. Study of people. Anthropological and linguistic language.
Researchers in various other parts of Africa have likewise produced a number of attractive, if still rather uncertain.
It's not uncertain, it's certain. Go ahead.
Hypothesis about Jewish influences on local tribal traditions during the pre-colonial age.
Before white folks showed up there, they were already keeping Judaism. Go ahead.
As well as after the Portuguese explorations.
Watch this. I'm going to prove to you that they're trying to be slick with Jedi mind trick. Watch this. D55. These tenuous, watch this.
These tenuous lines of investigation have been pursued mainly by anthropologists who have looked for patterns of thought and behavior reminiscent of those known among Jews and found among various African tribes, and their descendants transplanted to the New World.
Do you see that what he just said? Read it again.
These tenuous lines of investigation have been pursued mainly by anthropologists who have looked for patterns of thought and behavior reminiscent.
Look for patterns of thought and their actions, their customs, behaviors of what?
Of those known among Jews.
Of those found among the Jews. Go ahead.
And found among various African tribes, and their descendants transplanted to the New World.
That's us. That's us. Go ahead.
Representative of that school of thought is Joseph J. Williams.
Joseph J. Williams wrote Hebrewisms of West Africa. He wrote a book called Hebrewisms of West Africa. He was mad racist, but he put some facts in there. Go ahead.
Whose work on Hebrewisms in West Africa still is a major source of information.
Yes, it is. Go ahead.
Both substantive of speculative.
Both substantive and speculative. Meaning some argue it, some say can't deny it. It's true. Go ahead.
Beginning with the study of Ashanti descendants.
Beginning with the study of Ashanti descendants. That's so-called West Indians. That's Marcus Garvey. That's Nani and Cujo, the Maroons. These are all, that's Ashanti. Anyone who says that they're Jamaican in the islands of Jamaica, they all know for a fact that they come out of Ashantis. You have the Camarantines. That's the wild, fierce slaves. Right. That's the Maroons that came out of the Ashanti. Watch this.
Beginning with the study of Ashanti descendants living in Jamaica.
Living where?
In Jamaica.
Watch this.
Williams writes, in the first place, many Hebrewisms were discovered in the Ashanti tribal customs. Then several Ashanti words were found to have a striking resemblance to those of equivalent Hebrew meaning.
The Ashanti language is Hebrew. That Hebrew meanings. Go ahead. The word Ashanti is a Hebrew word. It's Ashan, the people of Ashan. That's what it means. Right. T is peoples, Ashan. That's the city of Judah, I believe. Ashan.
Yes.
That's the city of Judah. Ashanti. Let's get it. Ashan.
Ashan. I think 1 Chronicles 6.
T means people. Ashan means the city. Ashan. People of Ashan. Ashan means Ashan. I think it means burning, like fire. And then T is people of.
Ashan. 1 Chronicles 6, I believe.
I thought I seen it in Joshua at one point.
It's in a few places.
I'm about to put it in now.
It's Chronicles 432.
It's 432?
Yeah, it's in a few places.
Yeah, 1 Chronicles 432. And Joshua 19.
Not Bashan, Ashan.
This is Ashan.
Yeah, Joshua 15:42.
You want that one, Deacon?
Ashan, yes.
Yes, a lot of them.
Joshua 15:42.
Hold on. Let me see who it's for. Hold on.
Yeah, the one in
Get 20 verse 21.
1 Chronicles is good too.
Which 21, Deacon?
Joshua 15 verse 20.
Okay. The book of Joshua, chapter 15, verse 20. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah, according to their families.
So Judah inherited this piece of land. Jump down to 42 now.
Verse 42.
These are the cities, names.
Libnah, and Ether, and Ashan.
Ashan. And Ashan, named after that city. Ashan, the people of Ashan. All right? So now, remember, Judah consisted of 3 tribes. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Benjamin was brought over here. That's Ashanti. Read that again.
In the first place, many Hebrewisms were discovered in the Ashanti tribal customs. Then several Ashanti words were found to have a striking resemblance to those of equivalent Hebrew meaning.
Go ahead.
Finally, the supreme being of the Ashanti,
the supreme God of the Ashanti people, go ahead,
gave strong indication of being the Yahweh of the Old Testament.
Come on, man. Come on. Go ahead.
The question naturally rose, how to explain these parallels of cultural traits? Should they be ascribed to mere coincidence, to independent development, or have we here a remarkable instance of diffusion across the entire breadth of Africa?
No, what we have is Israelites who are Ashantis. That's what we have.
That's right.
Go ahead, read on, of course.
Of course, since these descendants of the Ashanti tribesmen lived alongside of, sometimes in the very households of, Jamaican Jews.
So we stop.
Wow.
Wait.
Stop. Wait a minute.
Stop.
Whoa, Cat, that was off cold, Cat.
Hey, come here.
I don't know who this guy is
I
right
need
that
now.
was-
substitute. Come here.
Cap.
I need substitute.
Yeah, that
I
was way
don't
off
know.
code.
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
substitute.
He got a little overexcited
I
there, man.
need a substitute. Come here, come
Oh,
here.
Lord.
All right.
Yeah,
Yo.
You're me. Say exactly what I said. You're me. Come on.
Yeah, put him back on
Wait
code.
a minute. You know what I'm saying? Put me back on code.
Say you know I
Wait a
read.
minute.
Like how you
Come on, man. Just do it.
stop.
No, sing it, man.
Hey, hey,
that's
hey,
good,
Cap.
that's good.
Cap, that's before his era, Cap.
Yo, you gotta help me.
He don't know about that song.
He don't know nothing about that song. That's before.
Stop.
Yo, Cap, Cap.
Just sit there and suffer. That was the worst. That was
Wait,
terrible.
you didn't like that?
No, I was terrible while you singing. I know
Yeah,
exactly.
hey, you know
what that is.
Christ sang some hymns.
I know Christ sang hymns. All the hell you
Crap,
doing?
how you gonna use that to justify?
What just happened?
Wait, so nobody like that?
No.
But you saying the word, but you don't know the history of that whole song, Cap. I'm just
But
saying.
still, I just used that.
Those
because
words.
I understand. I understand. But come on. No. Why everybody wait? How did this get to me? I just said one thing.
Cap, you was off. Cap, that was off code, man.
The 80s babies are like, what's wrong with him right now? The millennials don't understand this.
Yo, you on point today, bro.
All praise,
You on
all
point today,
praise.
bro.
I'm gonna have a meeting with brothers after this. Hey, where's the page in the book where he says I saw the Jews of Jamaica? In Jamaica.
That's in that.
It's in this book.
It's in there,
It's in here.
Yeah.
I don't have my book.
Probably check the index. I don't know what page
Yeah,
exactly.
looking for it.
I know what it is. I wrote it down. It's page 122 and 123. Or page 130.
Hey, I want
No,
this.
page 130. Page 130.
You got it, Cap.
Read again. Read the book again.
Bring it
Of
back up.
course.
Yes, I got it.
This is J.A. Rogers, John, right?
Yes, sir.
Read that again. Read that, please.
Of course, since these descendants of the
I'm
Ashanti.
trying to make sure that Jamaican Jews here, it's not freaking bastards in Jamaica. I'm trying to make sure. It's
That's
like that.
that's what I'm thinking
That's
of.
what I think it is. I think it's referring to
We're gonna clean it up, though.
the so-calleds that moved to Jamaica. It's not. That's what it's talking about. We're gonna clear it up though. Go ahead. The reason why I got excited is because just J.A. Rogers' book clarifies what I thought this was saying.
Right.
Go ahead.
Of course, since these descendants of the Ashanti tribesmen lived alongside of, sometimes in the very households of Jamaican Jews.
Fake Jews, fake ones. Go ahead. That move there.
The origin of such contacts in the Ashanti's original African habitat can no longer be ascertained.
So what this author's doing is he's trying to say that they may have learned the Jewish customs from white folks living in Jamaica, but their customs predate white folks being there. So that don't make no damn sense. Now, J.A. Rogers puts emphasis on this information as well that Joseph J. Williams makes mention of, right? In his book, Nature Knows a Color Line.
All right.
Nature Knows a Color Line.
Sent.
It's on page 130. Nature Knows a Color Line by J.A. Rogers. Nature Knows No Color Line
You're gonna
by
start,
J.A. Rogers. It's page 130.
and there's another page on the other previous page prior to the
129?
No, like 127 or so, or 126. It's all highlighted.
I wanted to go back to that video that we looked at on YouTube with the sister saying that she go back to original documents. All of this is surrounded by the 1619 project. The 1619 project is the schools, the teachers are now trying to institute what happened before the so-called founding fathers said that they established America. But the teachers now, they want to go all the way back to slavery and saying that that's what's that America was built on slavery. So they want to take it all the way back to 1619. But you had the president, former President Trump, he was saying that's going to be indoctrination unto the students and so forth in the school system. And they even said that they would take away federal funding if these teachers taught the 1619 project.
Damn.
Let you know that this is all based on white supremacy. You teach what we tell you to teach. Right. Going back to Deuteronomy 28 and what's that, 48, and one of all things.
Yep.
And what in Isaiah 29:13, we were taught by the precept of men. All right? Because they don't want us knowing this history. They don't want this history coming out. They don't want you to know that America was built on slavery.
Right.
Nah, start with George Washington, start with the Declaration of Independence, 1775. That's where they want you to begin.
Yep. So
To make them look good.
We're going to read this page real quick, and we're going to go on a break. Page 123, it starts off many of the Jews. Page 123, go to the very bottom. Right there. Many of the Jews underlined right there. Just blow it up. Many of the Jews, and we're gonna go to page. Then we go to page 130 from there. Right there. Read there.
Many of the Jews who were banished from Portugal by John II.
We're reading that. We just finished reading that about. That's the This is going into what the expulsion. Many of the Jews who were banished from Portugal by King John II. Go ahead. Was settled where?
Was settled in the West Indies.
How? That's before 1619. King John II was before 1619. They put us in Jamaica before 1619. Spanish and Portuguese ships arrived here first. They settled Jews in the West Indies. Go ahead.
John Bigelow, who visited Jamaica.
In what year?
In 1850.
He visited Jamaica in 1850. Watch this.
Saw the descendants of these Jews and says that they were Negroid.
They were what?
Negroid.
What?
Negroid.
Negroid. The Jews that were settled there were Negroid.
There you go.
Brought over by Portuguese slave ships from Spain and Portugal. That's what it's talking about. And then later on in history, they went and got more of them from their shanties and brought them over. So they brought them over as well. Their kinsman, Benjamin. All right, so now, that's all I want. That's why when it said Jamaican Jews, I got excited. But now that's referring to bastards. This is referring to actual Jews. All right, so now we're gonna take a quick break. We'll see y'all in a few. So just stay tuned, relax, and we'll be back. Shalom. Shalom Israel, no son Christ bless. Deacon Don here of IUIC Philadelphia. You're tuned in to Our Hidden History Radio, where we go into deep understanding and history of who we are, according to the Bible, to hidden artifacts, to archaeology, to geography, all you can think of that shrouds around our history of the Bible. We go into it in depth. So Israel, like, subscribe, comment on our YouTube channel, Our Hidden History Radio. See you then. Shalom, no son Christ bless.
Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know it? History.
I got it, they see how I did it, I'm full of the spirit, and it's what they feel. I follow the flock, we be the shepherds, we teach them the word, and it's what they hear. Everything that I know, exemplified and I show. Yeah, I pray that I apply things that I learned, this is how it go. I got it, they see how I did it, I'm full of the spirit, and it's what they feel. Follow the flock, we be the shepherds, teach them the word, and it's what they hear. Everything that I know, exemplified and I show. Yeah, I pray that I apply things that I learned, this is how it go. I'm full of the spirit, wonder how I got it. I studied the word, a passionate prophet. I flown it. You know that I want it, and all that comes with it, you feel it, I'm on it. Been through the fire, I felt all the pain. I thought it was over, it happened again. Laced in my boots, and now that it fall, acceptable man resisted the flame. Look at my life's priorities, Lord, it facing the evil, give God the glory. Flesh in my flesh and bone in my bone, pouring my heart out on every song. Gave you the real of me, family ain't feeling me, but I was chosen, a prodigal son. They think that I'm acting purple, my faction. Say I'm the black sheep, I'm the one. I was living off the chain wrapped around my brain, then I broke loose. I was dead in the valley, got resuscitation, then I came to. Sacrifices in the truth that I've been through, trials ain't end. Pray I never fall off at any cost, I'm going for the win. I never give up on myself, not taking for granted the grace that was given, preparing my soul for the battle. Know I was ordained even from the beginning. From the beginning I fought, I suffered some loss, I know I can't count it all done. I'm looking for the 100-fold and I stand bold, I fight till the kingdom come. I got it, they see how I did it, I'm full of the spirit and it's what they feel. I follow the flock, we be the shepherds, we teach them the word and it's what they hear. Everything that I know, exemplified and I show. Yeah, I pray that I apply things that I learned, this is how it go. I got it, you see how I did it, I'm full of the spirit and it's what they feel. Follow the flock, we be the shepherds, teach them the word and it's what they hear. Everything that I know, exemplified and I show. Yeah, I pray that I apply things that I learned, this is how it go. I keep my faith in Yahweh shot. Why just look at the leaders he set up. The prophets is spoken, the soldiers is working, the haters talking, need to shut up. Keep it going, spirit flowing, don't let up. Living waters like a river get wet up. Tired of dealing with these traitors, I'm fed up. I'm thanking the Lord for my life when I get up. Yes, hey, I got another chance. Charged to the great spiritual advance. Living day to day, I don't make plans. Rise to repentance, meet the new man. I be with the Lord in the sky. They shoot when the chariots flying up high. They wanna kill us off as hard as they try, but we still alive and they don't know why. My G.O.D. or OG. My G.O.D. is O.D. Now we teaching people properly. They're still waking in prophecy. That's what you see. A, actual power in me. B, bold as a lion I be. C, critical thinking is key. D, destruction is coming I see. E, the energy pumping through me is the spirit of Christ, so I'm living my life. And if I go down and sleep in the grave, I'll be resurrected. I'm getting up like Lazarus. This is immaculate. Look, I'm unpacking this vision with lyrical skill. Rainbow above the throne, Jerusalem back. So welcome me home. I'm here. I got it. They see how I did it. I'm full of the spirit, and it's what they feel. I follow the flock. We be the shepherds. We teach them the word, and it's what they hear. Everything that I know, exemplified and I show. Yeah, I prayed, I applied things that I learned. This is how it go. I got it. You see how I did it. I'm full of the spirit, and it's what they feel. Follow the flock. We be the shepherds. Teach them the word, and it's what they hear. Everything that I know, exemplified and I show. Yeah, I prayed and I applied things that I learned. This is how it go.
They don't make them out of used to. Old school riding in the new school. New school riding in the old school, but I'm playing with it. They don't make us how they used to. Old school blind to the new school. New school rocking with the wheel looked out. Seat back, chucking deuce. No, we don't get down how they used to, Why they gotta get in my lane, Straight is the way to the gate, in my lane. Why they gotta get in my lane, Straight is the way to the gate, in my lane.
I'm the one can't stick around for too long. I'm moving on.
In my lane.
I've been missing, I'm missing in action. I pay.
In my lane.
Trying my best to breathe. They blame angels fleeing from sin.
In my lane.
I've been missing, I'm missing in action. I pay in my lane.
Way up to the front in the glory.
And we're back. Our hidden history. Oh,
Deacon,
man.
come on,
Oh,
we
praise the
was
Lord.
practicing.
Praise the Lord. We're back.
Oh,
praise the
back.
Lord.
Can we do? That's why I told you off cold, man. You rushing us.
Oh, praise the Lord, man. We had to do it. Good.
We don't have to talk with you, man.
All right, let's go back. Let's go to Wikipedia again. Go to Judea.
The producer don't play, man.
That's it, bro.
Go to
Time is
Judea.
up.
Go
When
to
it's time to go, we
Judea.
go.
Matter of fact, give me that map again. Yeah, that map again. Not the high def joint. Yeah, go up. Move over to Lam. Go to Lam. No.
The other one.
No. Okay, now blow it up to Lam. Okay, can you read what it says under Lam?
Oh man.
Or look on your phone and see what it says on your phone. Maybe y'all can see it. I can't see it. We're gonna read it. You see, I know you see Lam Lam real big right there. It's an area called Lam Lam.
It says, according to Eldrisi, is the land hereabout was peopled by Jews.
Was what?
Peopled by Jews.
Right, peopled by Jews. The land peopled by Jews. Lam Lam. Where's that at? Where's the source? What you put that in? Group me? Where'd you put the map at? Where the map is from?
Yep. Yeah, I put it in group me. Yes, sir. I just had a file. It was just a file we had.
I don't see it. All right. Go over.
From my email.
Okay, go over to where it says, what's that say right there? Gumbala. Gumbala. What it says there.
Gumbala, whose king is called Tankakata.
No.
Tankakata.
It mentions the Jews in two different areas. It says Lam Lam and somewhere else.
Go over to, I think it's near northeast.
Mandingo right there in the bottom.
There isn't.
Go over past. Nope, not there. Go over. That's Nigeria. No, that's Negrisha. That's Negro land. Negrisha. Negro land. Negrisha. Lam Lam right there, and then go over to.
There is another spot.
Wangala. Is that Wangada? It mentions Jews in two different places. Yeah, it mentions Jews somewhere. Lam Lam is somewhere else.
Go down over.
You see it?
I see something else they called Falajam. Go over. Yeah, right in that area right there.
Go back.
Right here.
Okay.
You got the Shankala wandering tribes, and then under there you should have. Yes, right there. It says the Falajam were Jews exiled.
Jews exiled, right.
All right.
There's more, I just can't remember. No, not that far down. It's in the middle. And then it's near Lam Lam. Lam Lam is near there. Mentions Jews. You see Jews anywhere there? What's near Wangada? What's near Wangada? What's that say? It says Jews, doesn't it? Near Wangada, right there. Wangada. No. Go back. W-A-N. What's that say right there under it?
Yeah, Wangara. It says Ganara. Ganara, a striving city or something like that.
No. Read under Lam. What's it say under Lam? Go. Damn. I'll look into it later. It mentions Jews in a few places in that map. You can go out there. Go out there. I don't want to waste time. I got to cover some stuff. Go to Judea and Wikipedia. That's an El Idrisi map. El Idrisi map. Judea, Wikipedia. Judea. Yeah, click that. I don't know. That should be it. No, that's not it.
Nah, go back to where we were before.
Yeah,
then click Judea.
Yeah, go we before. We were in Spanish Inquisition, I believe. Multi-religious.
Dick, I know you talk about on the map too. There was another spot.
It says it.
That said we were enslaved or exiled or something.
Yeah, where you had, where's the map at? I don't see it on my thing.
No, this is an email that was sent to me. If anything, it would be in your thread. Let me send it to you.
Hey, so far, Israel, I'm glad I came back today because the history is on high right now. All right, the history is on the high right now. Get your pens, get your notebooks, and be esoteric. This is what this is about. It's spiritual. All right, that awakening, this information right here, this is what we need to be stable in these times. Because, like we read in our article, Esau has the ability to rewrite these history books. They're gonna take away this information from our eyes. They have full authority. So what we need to do is just preserve this information. You know, we may not be around all the time. This might be shut down. You understand? So be sure y'all taking notes. All right?
Let's get those likes up, Israel. Let's get those likes up.
It's too blurred on my phone. Can't see it properly.
Yeah, you use. And it's crazy because Esau, I didn't know that they letting anybody can rewrite the books. You're not even a historian. You can look whatever what you want to add.
Hey, shoot, let's rewrite it then. Let's find the
That's
books.
what I'm saying.
Let's find the information. Let's rewrite it.
We can do that then.
We got something to say.
You know? So once again, it's up to us now. You know, those of us who has who can see, which have their eyes open at this point. You know, it's our responsibility. You know, Judith 8:24 says, "Let us be an example." You know, because people can't really. The thing is, the history that's coming out here in a prophecy of the Bible, people can't see it. They just can't. They need those that believe to bring it out. You know, and that brings us to another level. When this gospel comes out and you understanding it, believe means to apply it. And the scripture says, if you have, in Hebrews, I think the 3rd chapter, if you have an unbelieving heart, you are evil. So all this history is coming out. We're showing you relations with prophecy. We're going deep in history books and proving to you who we are. And then you still don't believe? You have a spirit of unbelief? You are evil. Got the damn devil. You know what I mean? So listen, this is the truth.
And can we get Job 9:24?
Indeed. That's Captain. We go on stage.
I was thinking about that too.
What happened?
No, I'm just saying, we know our role. We're standing.
I was going to have Officer LaQuart read.
Job chapter 9, verse 24.
Hey, come on, man. Don't do that. You off cold.
You sounded all right now. He had a good answer.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Hey, go ahead.
No, sir.
No, go ahead.
Come on, officer. Go ahead, man. Cap, you better take it. You got the opportunity.
One time,
The
B.
book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24.
24.
I found it. I got the big
The
one in
earth
house.
is given into the hand of the wicked.
So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? We've been explaining the whole segment. It is Esau. Esau is the wicked, right? Go ahead.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Esau, that's what we are showing you. That's why they're rewriting history, letting you know they have the power to do it. They are the ones rewriting the history. They're the ones changing history as we speak. Rewriting the history books and so forth, putting different words in and so forth, even the Bibles. Letting you know they're the ones with the power to do this. Read it again.
Real quick, just to add to that, all the different versions of the Bible. You got so many different versions of the Bible because our history is being rewritten, altered.
So letting you know they're the ones covering the faces of the judges. Who are the judges? We're the judges, the Israelites.
Right.
All right. That's it. That's all I want.
We're going to read that and stop at 500 years.
In the Jewish diaspora, a Jewish quarter, also known as Jewry, proto-ghetto, is the area of the city traditionally inhabited by Jews. Jewish quarters, like the Jewish ghettos in Europe, were often the outgrowths of segregated ghettos, instituted by the surrounding Christian authorities. A Yiddish term for a Jewish quarter or neighborhood is the Yaddishi, gas, Yiddish, or the Jewish quarter, while in Ladino, they are known as Malay, Yahudi,
Keep that in mind, Ladino. Go ahead.
meaning the Jewish quarter. Many European and Near Eastern cities once had a historical Jewish quarter, and some still have it. The history of the Jews in Iraq is documented from the time of the Babylonian captivity.
History of the Jews in Iraq, some Babylon captivity.
586 BC. Iraqi Jews constitute one of the world's oldest and most historically significant Jewish communities. Jewish quarters in Europe existed for a number of reasons. In some cases, Christian authorities wished to segregate Jews from the Christian population so that Christians would not be contaminated by them.
See that? Read again. Jewish quarters what?
Jewish quarters in Europe existed for a number of reasons. In some cases, Christian authorities wished to segregate Jews from the Christian population.
So they were trying to keep the Jews that keep Judaism from the Jews that accepted the Catholic faith. So they what? Read on.
Christian authorities wished to segregate Jews from the Christian population so that Christians would not be contaminated by them.
So we wouldn't win them over. We wouldn't convert them over. So they put those who observe Judaism in ghettos to separate them from those who convert to Christianity. Go ahead.
Or so as to put psychological pressure on Jews to
so as to do what?
Put psychological pressure on Jews to convert to Christianity.
By putting us in ghettos. Psychological damage. That's what they did to us.
And also, Deke, this is saying that the Gentiles were Jews.
Yeah.
Because those who were in Christianity, for them to come over into Judaism, that mean they were the people. That's the people the Jews were speaking to.
Right. Go ahead.
From the Jewish point of view, concentration of Jews within a limited area offered a level of protection from outside influences or mob violence. In many cases, residents had their own justice system. When political authorities designated an area where Jews were required by law to live,
ghettos,
such areas were commonly referred to as ghettos.
Damn, go ahead.
And were usually coupled with many other disabilities and indignities.
And indignities, meaning what? Meaning crime, violence, police violence, same thing. Go ahead.
The areas chosen usually consisted of the most undesirable areas of a city.
Come on, man. Come on.
You read about Philadelphia? Oh, I'm sorry.
They put us in the most undesirable area. They put us where, like the bus depot,
right?
Or the gas, the waste dump, toxic waste dumps,
right?
The landfills,
by trains,
by the train stations, bus depot. That's called environmental racism.
Right.
They put us in the worst areas possible.
And look at this. When you go to the black neighborhoods, we have parks, but the parks are ran down. Look trashy, all types of drugs, needles, but when you go across the street to the heathen side, every park, every playground looks beautiful. This is consistent with the way we live, and
like,
what we see in your neighborhood.
It's like DC. You go over the bridge, it's a whole different world. You got the capital, U.S. Capitol. You cross that bridge, it's straight ghetto.
Right.
And this doesn't match the Edomites calling themselves Jews. Why? Because they're coming up in the ghettos or the hoods, the rundown neighborhoods, and buying out the housing units.
They're the slumlords of those hoods.
Yeah. They're buying out the housing units, and they'll live there just to establish the community, buy up, and they'll rebuild it, then gentrify us out the neighborhood.
Move us out, right.
Move us out, change it, and it puts us further into the deeper depths of the ghetto.
That's happening in Jersey.
Right.
And when buying Jersey up.
When they come amongst us and they do that with gentrification, it's no longer the ghetto.
Right.
It's where we go from there, it becomes the ghetto.
Right.
Didn't they do that in Harlem? Didn't they change part of Harlem to Upper Manhattan?
Upper Manhattan, yes.
Right.
They changed it.
Crazy.
All they do is raise the rent up. They know we can't afford those prices.
Exactly. Right.
And we got to go.
Yeah,
Right.
They changed their name. They put things like Heights.
Yep,
Yes.
Heights, so that's the change your name. Give them a more appealing name. Go ahead.
The areas chosen usually consisted of the most undesirable areas of a city. In the 19th century,
Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the field. We just read that earlier. Cursed in the city. Go ahead.
Jewish ghettos were progressively abolished and their walls taken down, though some areas of Jewish concentration continued and continue to exist. In some cities, Jewish quarters refer to areas which historically had concentrations of Jews.
Hey, hold on, Jez. It just remind me, in Brooklyn, there was an area, and you probably know, Deacon, this area in Flatbush was called Vanderveer.
Okay.
Vanderveer, where crime was crazy amongst our people, the Jews. That was the ghetto. When Esau came in, they called it Flatbush Gardens.
Wow.
Now you have apartments, and if you go in the computer, you look at crime rate in Flatbush Gardens, it's 0.
Wow.
Because the name was changed. But if you put Vanderveer, you will see the history of the criminal activities of the people of the ghetto. That's the whole thing.
Keep going.
For example, many maps of Spanish towns marked a Jewish quarter, though Spain hasn't had a significant Jewish population for over 500 years.
So now, this is crazy. Give me Middle Ages, Jewish, on page 66.
Damn, look out your window and see if you're in the Jewish quarters.
Yeah, we are in the Jewish quarters. If you in the damn Cali, L.A., Brooklyn.
I'm in the Jewish quarters.
And guess what? If you live in a nice neighborhood, that Jewish quarters you're in your mind. You still mentally still a slave.
Hey, Haim, why did you say a nice neighborhood? You have to put the Jewish quarter in your mind. Why?
So you don't lose track of who the hell you are.
I speak from experience, sir.
I had to leave certain Jewish quarters at some point.
And we located to a new Jewish quarter.
Yeah, to a new quarter in my mind.
We couldn't take the Jewish quarters.
So me and Cab had to trade that for some.
No.
Yo, Cab, come on, don't do that.
Bring me down.
Don't do that. Remember, you live in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm from, yo.
You
know I'm from.
From.
Why Cap say it so hard, though? You know where I'm from.
You know where I came from.
Yeah, Cap, you know exactly where you came from. I know exactly where you came from. Want me to share with anybody else where you came from?
Oh, man.
Want me to share where you came from? Want me to share it?
What do you mean? You mean Irvington?
No, before that.
Share it,
before that.
Bring it out.
Bring
it out,
You wanna go before?
Speak your truth,
You wanna
Deke.
go before that or
Speak
after
your
that?
truth, Deke.
Right.
Yo. We don't have a meeting after the city's radio show.
Yeah, Cat came from No Mean City, man.
Yeah, no mean city, man. He
No
grew up
Mean
the
City
Hebrews. Yeah, he grew up the Hebrews.
Y'all had a hard life, man.
You did.
Yeah,
it's hard to see all that clean. It's hard to see a clean street and sidewalk and
no
trees.
garbage,
And,
I'm a Jew, man.
yeah, I know.
I'm from Nazareth.
From Norman City.
No, you from Bethlehem. Yeah, go up page 66.
I thought we was on the same team.
Nah, you stuck that lion, man.
Yeah, man.
So now you guys are confederate with each other? No. You know what the Most High said in Isaiah 8.
That's what I like.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow. Bro, what kind of...
That was real Hebrew of you.
Damn, bro. It could have been a cut. He went to gunshots now.
know,
What's
man.
wrong with this guy?
Knife, right?
Yo, remind him of Philly. Everything he hears.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Gunshot.
That's his lullaby.
Damn. Go to Still Fixing.
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 10. Take counsel together, and it shall come to naught.
Wait, why are you reading that? Why are you reading that?
Hey, yo, what's going on?
For God is with us.
Why are you reading that?
Yo, that was very off code. I didn't know what was going on.
I was about to turn to it, too.
Yo, listen, man. Cap living out everything, man. He was crying. I went out.
For a year.
I went out.
A freaking year.
Just get me out.
Oh, man.
I grew up in ghettos all my life, man. I lived in projects for almost all my life. About 1 year. Oh, you Deke, this is terrible. It was so bad here.
I see rats.
Oh, good. It's rats and mice and roaches. I never seen it before. I never thought I'd live like this. It's been a whole year, D.
Listen.
Kept me
Yo,
out.
hold on. Shh, listen to this. That was Cap by the windows of the slum.
Yeah. Rats and roaches.
I see the tables have turned.
Yeah. Go to Still Fixing.
Nah, we're still supporting you, man.
Come on, man.
Come on. Still Fixing. Come on.
Still fixing our attention for the moment on the Iberian Peninsula. It is clear that right up to the initiation of the Inquisition in Spain, the Spanish juries, were not rigidly constituted. For the 76th paragraph of the decisions arrived at by the Cortes of Toledo in 1480, held after the union of the crowns of Aragon and Castile, opens with a clause which proves that up to that date, the attempt to isolate the Jews had utterly failed.
Right, go ahead.
As great injury and inconvenience results.
So it took a while to push us into those ghettos. It took a while. Go ahead.
As great injury and inconvenience results from the constant society of Jews and Moors being intermixed with Christians.
White women.
We ordain.
Men. Go ahead.
We ordain and command that all Jews and Moors of every city, town, and place in these our kingdoms shall have their distinct juries and mories by themselves, and not reside intermixed with Christians.
They didn't want us intermingling together. This is called an anti-miscegenation laws. Mm-hmm. They did not want the Jews and Moors mingling with their white women or Edomite men. They didn't want that going on anymore. They wanted a racial separation. Go ahead.
Nor have enclosures together with them. And herein is seen the real atrocity of the institution of the ghetto.
The atrocity of the institution of the ghetto. And a ghetto is an atrocity. Go ahead.
It was a device, actually, to separate Jews.
It was a wait. It was the ghetto was a device to do what?
It was a device, actually, to separate Jews from Christians.
Separate blacks from whites. That's why they call it redlining. Let the blacks live over there. Take your black nigger ass over there. We don't want you over here. We're gonna redline you over there. Okay, what's your credit score? Yeah, we're gonna put you in a zone over there. What's your school? Yeah, your school zone is here. Go to that school over there. We don't want you over here. Go over there. It's the same. We're reading the same thing. We're reading it.
Remember the music video or the song by Baby Sham and Alicia Keys, Ghetto Story?
Right, Ghetto Story. Yep, Ghetto Story. Right. Go ahead. No, I'm not gonna sing that. Go ahead.
Nah, you good. That was a good point. You just stay right there.
Be fast.
We know what
Be
you're
fast before you start singing.
It was a device, actually, to separate Jews from Christians. Though it operated as a matter of fact, rather by separating Christians from Jews. The old protective motive is abandoned. The theory and practice of social ostracism.
The social ostracism means social separation. Social isolation. Separate them. Get them Jews and Moors away from our women and our men. Get rid of them. Go ahead.
Begins, and after the 15th century, we find no pretense that the ghetto was instituted on behalf of the Jews.
So ghettos were made specifically for Jews. There was not universal or ghettos just in general. No, it was ghettos. Ghettos were made for black people.
And Dick, correct me if I'm wrong. The whole term diaspora was created based off the Jews also.
Right, being scattered.
Being scattered. This is us. These terms, when you hear it, you got to know that's you.
Right. Go ahead.
It was occasionally a protection, no doubt. The ghetto gates sometimes rolled back outbursts of popular cruelty and saved the Jews from massacre.
So the ghettos played two roles: isolation and also kept us from getting killed by Esau. Christians, go ahead.
But oftener, it had the very opposite effect.
It also had an opposite effect. But it was a protection, but also it was against us. Go ahead.
For when bigots wanted their Jews to kill, they knew where to find them.
In mass. So they want to kill us, they know where to find all of us. Go ahead.
The ghetto enclosed them in one defenseless pen.
In one defenseless pig pen. Go ahead. Besides the isolation.
Besides the isolation, which the ghettos more or less perfectly affected. I say more or less, for it is quite certain that many Jews contrived to secure the privilege of living outside the ghetto gates.
See that? We try to get out the ghetto. Ain't that what we do now?
That's right.
We try to get out the ghetto. Go ahead.
As soon as we get a little money.
Right, and try to get the hell up out of there. Go ahead.
Oh, wait.
Like Cap.
Did you do that, Deacon?
Cap.
I do what?
What you just said.
No, let's be on.
Wait, do you live in the ghetto?
No, I don't live in the ghetto. I live around black people. We
around Jews, right?
We got to stay the spirit.
I'm bringing everybody down.
Nah, I live in the ghetto, Cap. I'm there, man.
I know.
Get beside the isolation.
Okay, you gotta bring me up there, bring me down.
Go ahead.
Besides the isolation which the ghettos more or less perfectly affected. I say more or less, for it is quite certain that many Jews contrived to secure the privilege of living outside the ghetto gates. The most serious effect of the new persecution was the terrible overcrowding that necessarily followed them, hurting thousands of Jews in confined spaces.
Damn. Didn't we just go over there
earlier?
earlier?
I did over there earlier. That's the ghetto.
The hood.
Utopia.
That's the hood. You crammed on top of each other. Like I know me, I'm from the Bronx, New York. In the Bronx, in the morning, people gotta go to work. The bus stop is packed with people.
Yep.
You get in the bus, you're like this in the bus. Riding in the bus for an hour, you like this, crammed into each other, like sardines in a can.
Yep.
Likewise, the project building, all on top of each other. Give me Isaiah 5 and 8 real quick. I'm gonna show you that. It's in the Bible too.
Yep.
Isaiah 5 and 8, I think it is.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 8. Woe unto them that join house to house.
Woe unto them that join house to house.
That lay field to field. Till there be no place. That they may be placed alone in the midst of the earth.
That's what Esau does. Put you in the confined spaces so he can stay to himself.
Right.
And meanwhile, when you go in that neighborhood, it's like
they're spaced out. The house, you have house 1 mile, house 1 mile, house. Us is 1 inch building.
Right.
In the Bronx, where I live at in the Bronx, I lived in a private building. Then there were houses behind my building. Then they tore down 2 of the houses and put up a project building in between 2 houses.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make any sense. You got a building here and a house here, then a building here and a house in the don't make no sense.
Right.
Don't make no sense. Then they put a halfway house at the end of the corner and didn't tell anybody. It was in Esau's neighborhoods. They have what is called town hall meetings, where they tell people we want to put so and so here, and people have a say. We don't want that here. In the ghetto, they put it there. We don't care what you say. You put a halfway house. They put a halfway house at the end of a block where they had condominiums. So you can't. So your property value of your condo drops because you have a halfway house at the end of your block.
Right.
Then no one even knew. They just put it there.
And those closed quarters, you don't have nowhere to go. That's why our brothers be on the corner. That's why they're in front of the building.
Right.
That's why they smoking weed in a lobby. There's nowhere to go. You understand? You so on top of each other, and they know that's a system they create. Now, whenever they want to go harass you and kill you, the police pass by, tell you can't stand in front of the building. You're loitering. Where the hell are they going to go?
Right.
They live here.
Right.
Hey, Deke, I just put a page up. Remember it said that they came to the Jewish quarters trying to attack us?
Right. En masse.
En masse. You put that page up real quick, if you don't mind, Deke.
Yeah.
Real quick. I just want one segment right out of that page. Right here. It says, the martial spirit of the Jews of Spain showed itself in their constant claim of the right to wear arms and engage in nightly pastimes.
So we want to have the power to carry weapons to protect ourselves. I remember this. Go ahead.
Spanish mobs did not attack the Jewish quarters without impunity. And elsewhere in Europe and in the East, the Jews occasionally displayed a courage and a proficiency in self-help. So impunity meaning when they attacked us, we punished them. So they meaning they didn't get exempt from being punished when they came to attack us because we was nice with the arms that we had. We could fight.
Right.
So even though they was attacking us, we was still whipping their behinds too.
Right.
Defending ourselves.
And this is a system that we've lost today.
Right. That's like Black Wall Street when they attacked the brother, trying the brother for allegedly flirting with the white woman. He came with guns because a mob came for him. And that's how the war started.
And the same thing during the Black Panther movement. That's why you have Hugh Q. Newton, Fred Hampton,
and Bobby Seale
rise up. Because why? They're just attacking the neighborhood. They say, yo, we have a right to defend ourselves.
And the young lords. Yep.
And the young lords. So we always have that fight within us, no matter which captivity.
And being that Esau is changing the history now, we don't have that understanding. The guns that we have in our community, we turn it against each other.
Right.
We're not turning that guns against our oppressors, people coming in to take our communities or take the ghettos. And that's due to the curse.
Right.
You know, we're in sin.
Read on. Where we at? The ghetto.
Load up.
Besides the isolation, no, we stop there.
The Jewish population.
Confined spaces. The Jews, yeah, right there, yep.
The Jewish population grew.
So we grew. There's a whole bunch of us. Go ahead.
But the ghettos remained practically unchanged.
Damn.
Enlargements were occasionally permitted, but on a whole, the original limits of the ghettos were not expanded.
They kept the ghettos small. So so remember, Israel was very prolific. I mean, we had a lot of babies. But where we lived at was confined. So you got all these babies being born in these confined ghettos. Go ahead.
Hence, even when the localities in which the ghettos were constructed were not slums, they rapidly became so.
They were not slums at first, but they became slums.
Hey, Dick, that's heavy.
Ain't that where we live in slums?
Right. They be building new townhouses, but they be looking nice at first,
but after
low income, and then after a while, they gradually become
garbage.
And that's why the gospel says, Romans 12, it says that renew your mind.
Right.
If you come from that filthy ghetto mentality, you move to a new place, your mind is supposed to be renewed. But since it's not, the way you live, you turn that, like in Philly, we was in camp one time. We watch an empty garbage can. Everybody that passed through the trash right on the floor.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the garbage can is empty. The bag is clear. That's that ghetto mentality.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to take that everywhere with you if you don't renew your mind.
Right.
Hence, even when the localities in which the ghettos were constructed were not slums, they rapidly became so. Sometimes the Jewish quarter, as in Cologne in the 13th century, was the narrowest part of the town, and was even called the Narrow Street. In Frankfurt, the ghetto was situate near the moat and on the other side.
Frankfurt.
Yeah, Frankfurt. That's Philly, right?
Frankfurt.
Right. And the other side.
Yeah, that's right here, man.
Right here.
And on
other side.
And on the other side of it lived gardeners and people employed in the woods by the day. But when 4,000 persons lived in 190 houses.
Damn, 4,000 people lived in 190 houses.
In a gloomy street, 12 feet wide, with its houses meeting at the top.
That's project buildings.
And when persistently the authorities restricted the Jewish population.
The authorities is the police. They what?
Restricted the Jewish population to this one street in which a wagon could not turn.
Damn. The narrow
that's
street.
Philly.
The narrow street. Yeah, that's Philly.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait for 10 minutes for somebody to get out the damn car.
Yep.
They parked in the middle of the street because there's no damn parking.
Right.
Filthy.
Narrow streets.
Narrow street. Go ahead.
When, as in some cities, the brothels.
Wait, and check this out too, just real quick. If you notice, what was done back then was done consecutively over time. Now you notice Esau has to. The reason why, like I said, Esau has to recreate these different social experiments of these projects is because they're trying to recreate what they established on that side of the world.
Right.
Because
Again.
it's not, so it's not natural. So they say, you know what? In order to recreate that, recreate the scenery, we got to do this. We got to do this because this worked over here. So now we got to construct them. We got to mold them into that. That's why you also have the Skinner Project. Within the Skinner Project, they use lights. So they associate good behavior with certain colors of the light. So if you did a bad behavior, it was another color, and the color was what? Red.
Right.
And why do you think the cops have what? Red
and blue.
And blue. Because as soon as you see red and blue, automatic you say, uh-oh. And what black people do?
Right.
Because red and blue,
Scavenge.
it's associated with bad behavior, and that's why we always scared. So they programmed us.
You read earlier that it's a psychological attack, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You read that somewhere in this book. It said it was a psychological attack.
Yep. Social
on the
engineering.
Jews. Right. Go ahead.
When, as in some cities, the brothels were placed in the Judengasse to add to their ill repute, the effects on the population made themselves marked in many ways to be considered hereafter. The effects were almost completely external, however, and produced no serious moral evils. The purity of the Jewish home life was a constant antidote to the poisonous suggestions of life in slums.
Ghettos.
And it was even able to resist the terrible squalor.
Wait. The terrible squalor means the garbage. Terrible squalor, go ahead.
And unhealthiness which prevailed in the miserable and infamous Roman ghetto.
Oh, man. Roman ghetto. Go ahead.
Where at one time as many as 10,000 inhabitants were herded into a space less than a square kilometer.
Oh, man.
Herded.
Go ahead.
Hell is this? Herded. You see, look at the word.
Herded into
Herded.
space less.
A damn animal.
Yep, go ahead.
In the poor streets of this ghetto, several families occupy one and the same room. The sufferings of the Jews in that hell upon earth in the papal city were not diminished by the yearly overflowing of the Tiber, which made the Roman ghetto a dismal and plague-stricken swamp.
You black people are in hell.
Right, hell. Go ahead.
We're in hell. Nope.
The wide development of the doctrine of Tzedakah, or respect to the equitable rights of others, was the salvation of a society, thus thrown upon itself by a variety of severe Takanoth Jews were forbidden to avail themselves of the letter of the civil law against one another. It is only possible to follow out one or two ramifications of this system of equity and loyalty to brethren in misfortune, originating long before the days of the ghetto. The principle of respecting
old rights,
which the state ignored, survived the fall of the ghetto walls. Thus, it was an old Tanakh, probably dating from the 10th century, that no Jew should rent a house from a Christian in place of another Jewish tenant.
Damn, that no Jew is a law. That no Jew, Takana, that no Jew should rent a house from a Christian in place of another Jewish tenant. Unless what?
Unless the latter assented to the arrangement, or a year has elapsed since the former tenant vacated the house.
Go ahead.
It must be understood that the houses occupied by Jews, even in the ghettos, were often owned by Christians.
Wait, whoa. So the homes in the ghettos were owned by the white people.
Yes.
Owned by them. They were slumlords. Go ahead.
Who charge exorbitant rents.
They charged them high rent to live in garbage.
Yes.
Living this life all over again.
Living it all over again. Cursed shall you be in the city.
Different
We read it
names.
all the time.
And also, there was this article that came out. There was two couples. I forgot which state they went to. They bought a colonial home. They put at least $400,000 in renovations in that home. When they went to sell it back, an old Edomite lady was giving them less than a quarter of the worth of the house because she could do that. She's the one appraising the property, and she's giving them. She said, "No, you're not getting more than that." When they put over $400,000 into upgrading that
Right.
property,
So they went and had their white friend do the same thing.
right,
And then they were offered
from the
more
right
for the
amount.
value.
Right. That's crazy. That's what we're reading here, and that goes back. That redlining goes back to
Yep.
this time.
Read on. Read again. Read on.
If the Jewish organization had not enforced some such law as the one just quoted, there would have been no limit to the house owner's rapacity.
Meaning his greed. His wicked greed. Rapacity means his greed. All right? So it means aggressive greed, rapacity. That's all I want. So let's get Zephaniah 2 and 1. This all boils down to this. Zephaniah 2 and 1. Where's the psychological at? Psychological, damn.
I don't remember it saying that.
Yeah, it was a couple of pages ago. Probably around 350, 355, what we read.
In the other book, right? The other book. How about the ghettos? That was the other book, right? The other book.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Wrong one. That's the wrong one. Zephaniah 2 and 1.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Gather together what?
O nation not desired.
O nation not desired. We are a nation of people that were not desired.
Right.
Hated. Go ahead.
Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in a day of the Lord's anger.
That's what he wants. So he's saying, gather together before the Most High brings destruction here. Hold on. Questionable. Survive Christian observances.
And also, that's the reason why they're able to do their gentrification, because we don't own nothing.
Right.
So all they have to do is don't renew your rent.
Right.
Don't renew your lease. And then just say, okay, you got to move, fix the apartment or break it down, build it again, and then raise the rent up.
Yep.
And then next thing you know.
And that's how they're able to expand the wealth, separate the wealth gap. You have within just Black Americans alone, Black families. You have our income is about our asset wealth is about $17,000 per family. In comparison to Esau, it's like $177,000, $140-something thousand. So the wealth gap between both races is astronomical, showing that because of the miseducation that they educate us with, they didn't properly educate us in finance, credit, how to use a credit card, how to save money, in terms of purchasing, buying a house, equity, things of that nature. So when we get of age, we're trying to play catch up through our mistakes. Where Esau, from an early age, from the time of the conception in terms of grade school, middle school. I'm telling you, I see in college, I see a documentary where they have certain private schools that's geared towards of teaching kids life, life skills. They have the kids in elementary school. They have a class, economics, and within the economics class, the kids have to take, every week, they go to this place that's specifically built for the kids to do business. I mean, they have one section for shopping. The kids got to write a grocery list based upon the food chart and go shopping based on those things within a list. So they also have a section where there's a bank. So the kids have to learn how to open up an elementary school. They have to know how to open a bank account, write a check, and make bank transactions.
Right.
Within the same, And not only that, it gets worse. With the mathematics, they learn geometry, this basic math, addition, division, geometry. They had to take that, and at the end of the session, math course, they had to build a playground with what they learned.
Yeah, so basically,
Writing class. In writing class, at the end of the session, everything that they learned in writing class, they had to write the judge within that community, within that state. They had to write the court systems about the issues in the community. So they voice their opinion about the issues in the community, and the judge respond back to these kids.
Right.
So they prepare them for life before they even enter life.
Right.
So when they enter to life, they're already doing these things.
Right.
Captain, children are the future, but not in the ghetto.
Right.
The children in the ghetto is not getting that education and not getting those important life lessons like you're saying,
Right. It's Judea. It says Jewish quarters in Europe existed for a number of reasons. I'm going to jump to the point. It says it was Christian authorities wished to segregate Jews from the Christian population so that Christians would not be contaminated. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, it says Christians would not be contaminated by them, or as to put psychological pressure on Jews to convert to Christianity. To put psychological pressure on the Jews by putting them in the ghettos. So that way, if they convert to Christianity, they can get out the ghetto and go live a better life. You understand? So they put psychological pressure on us by putting us in the ghettos. Okay? So give me Lamentations 3:45. Lamentations 3:45. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desire. This is how we lived in squalor. How we lived in squalor and things of that nature.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 45. Thou hast made us as the offscouring and refuse in the midst of the people.
Thou hast made us as the offscouring and refuse, meaning garbage, in the midst of the people.
All our enemies have opened their mouths against us.
That's what they did. Go ahead.
Fear and a snare is come upon us. Desolation and destruction.
Right.
My eye runneth down with rivers of water for the hurt, for the destruction of the daughter of my people. My eye trickleth down and ceases not.
He's crying.
Without any intermission. Till the Lord look down and behold from heaven. My eye affection, my heart, because of all the daughters of my city. My enemies chase me sore, like a bird without cause. They have cut off my life in the dungeon.
Put you in jail, put you in prison.
And they cast stone upon me.
And they kill you, judge you, kill you. So that, again, our people are picked as the offscouring. Offscouring means undesirable. We don't want you here. And the refuse, living in squalor, living in unhealthy conditions. That's what happened to our people. All right, during the time when we were conquered. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up with that. We're gonna wrap it up there. I have way more, so I'm gonna mark right here. And so Lord, hope y'all got something out of today's lesson. I know I did. I got a lot out of this lesson. History repeats itself. Nothing new under the sun. So. Shout outs to the IT team. They did an excellent job today, boy. Excellent job today. Excellent job. No praise to the Lord for the breakfast team. They did an excellent job as usual, feeding us. Thank you. And Kat,
Hey, I gotta say this to all the fans and to you guys. I was almost victimized about 3 weeks ago. I went to headquarters and I was somehow pushed in the room in the studio of Raven and the Wolf, and these brothers wanted to really tear me apart. You know how the Wolves. It was like, y'all never shot us out in our hidden history radio show. And I almost got torn apart. You know, the claws of the wolf is very sharp, the fangs. So right now, shout out to Deacon Malachi, Officer Jalil, Officer Tobiah, Officer Hezron, and all the team and headquarters, Raven Wolf Show. You know what I'm saying?
Bring it out.
Shout out. Y'all can't, you know what I'm saying? As my right as a Benjavite to shout you guys out.
Shout out.
Shout out to Creole Corner.
Okay,
Ain't gonna
are you
Captain
done?
Severus.
Yo, bro, you
Shout out
bro.
all the brothers
You ain't
in-
gonna bring that Haitian stuff on the show.
Oh,
bro, you off code.
man.
You are off code.
But you're going
You are off, no, he is off code. I gotta get back on
crazy.
code. When he get the shouting out the Levites and this, no, you on Judas show, brother. I've been
But I just
I've been
shout out
quiet,
Benjamin, too.
I've been quiet
I
for
just
too
shout
long,
out
brother.
Benjamin, though.
I let this go on for too long.
I just shout out
Nah,
Benjamin, though.
You didn't say that.
I would not be quiet.
He ain't saying that when
I would
shout
not
out
hold my
Benjamin,
peace
right?
anymore.
You said that about
I
the
can't
Benjamin.
take it anymore, man. You off code,
Hey,
bro.
brothers, y'all see what we going through. And when y'all don't see me, you know what I'm saying?
Pray for us, please.
I had to, man. I'm sorry, man. I couldn't
Pray
hold
for
in.
us.
Yo,
No, 12:35. You couldn't,
Yo, like,
less than
You
5
almost
hours.
made it, bro. You
yo,
almost
I'm
made
like,
it.
I'm trying to endure today. Yo, I am who you ever say I am. That's it. I'm back, baby.
Oh, what?
That's it, man.
Wow.
Yo,
I'm
Captain
tired.
quoting every rap verse today.
Yeah,
don't know what's going on.
Old, it's on his age. All these old ass rap songs doing 120 years. Singing Lloyd and all that. No one even knows who that even is.
Yeah, all right, let's get back to the essence of the show.
Announcements.
Yeah, this thing went left field for a second.
All praises the Most High.
Yeah, damn spies up in here trying to come up and
Okay.
change the,
wow.
the interior of the show.
Wow.
I'm sorry, man. Let's. What are we talking about?
See?
Oh, we have the
Out the
conclusion of the
spirit.
show.
The conclusion
All
of the
right. Yes. So, all praises to the Most High. Israel, all praises to the Most High. Once again, give Deacon a round of applause for excellent show of Our Hidden History, a radio show. Like, once again, if you'd like to donate to the Booster Club, you can donate to IUIC.fundraiser at IsraelUnite.org, IUIC fundraiser at IsraelUnite.org. If you'd like to donate to Our Hidden History radio show, you can donate to IUIC.NewJersey at IsraelUnite.org. Put it in the description box, Our Hidden History radio show, and we thank you once again for your charitable donations. As you can see, your donations goes to the sourcing of the books that we have. So we need your help. We need your assistance, Israel. Also, like I said, if you see in the goodness of your heart, because of the stimulus checks coming, you could put a small portion, a small percentage, maybe 1%, 2% away for the Captain Joel's relief fund.
Oh my gosh.
To be able to purchase certain books, all right? Try to get my book game up as well, Israel. I love you. We appreciate you.
Booster Club.
I said that. That's an IYC fundraiser. You see, you was focused so much on me about my fundraiser, your hatred in your heart was revealed.
Damn, bro, why you even said something?
You off code too right now, man. Yeah, we gotta get to back to the essence of the show, man. We love you, brothers and sisters. All praises to the Most High. Now you're tuned out from Our Hidden History radio show.
Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way.